Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, Breezy. Let me know how I'm sounding because I have a slightly different setup than usual. Right now I'm actually talking into the, I've got the mic where it usually is, but I'm looking at a camera. The camera that I usually use is now hooked off of my, I just thought of this now, my tablet. Hello, Screaming Blue Man. So, you know, now that it's on the tablet, it's looking where I'm looking, and it makes more sense, and I'm not flying all over the place. I think it's working great, but let me know if anything goes wonky. It should be fine. Sass, my girlfriend, how are you doing? You're wearing the choker. Yay!
Time to drink up
you look so cute in
Look
that.
Look at this dumb little PTuber.
Hydrating now. I hear you. I hear you.
Cat can't hold her weight.
Oh yeah, I didn't change the cooldown for that, so please be careful with that. I am allowed to leave and pee. Okay, that's tomorrow. But yeah, see, here's the thing. This was a perfect time for me to do an art stream because I had a little bit of inspiration. First, let me say hello to everyone. Sass is so pretty. By the way, welcome Evie. Corgi, holy shit, how you doing? We had some first arrivals. Hi Queen Caitlin, always here on time. How you doing? I hope you're well. Sunset, Inquisitive Raven, Evie, everyone here. You're all here. Token Gun. Holy shit, everyone. Thank you for coming on by. This is going to be a fun one. I haven't done an art stream in a while just because it takes a weird amount of setup to do, but I think we have it down to a science now. I think we're going to be good. Life is good. Hope everyone else is as well. I didn't sleep well, but I never do, so I've been living on sleep debt my whole life. I'll be okay. I'll be fine. But yeah, let me show you how I do some art. It's going to skip the sketch portion because that's what takes like a fucking eternity. But basically, here's what I'm looking at. Also, actually, hold on. Before I do that, I need to explain to you what the background behind this was, why I felt so inspired to draw this. Sasquatchulus, my dear girlfriend, who is present with us right now, shared this over on the Wife City Discord, and I couldn't get it out of my mind. If you're scared of wolf spiders, watch out for these lotions. This is apparently a 1-star thing for, I don't know what lotion, but I wish they would tell us. The scent attracts wolf spiders. I wanted to love them so bad, but one of the ingredients is like kryptonite to wolf spider. I don't think this person knows what kryptonite is. When I put it on, instantly one will come out. Normally, I see one every like 3 years. Used this and it was every day. I stopped using it and haven't seen one since. Oh, and one time the spider wanted to eat whatever ingredient it was so bad that it chased me. I swear on everything, I'd run left and ran right, and then it ran right, and it was just like it was following the scent, and no, the scent isn't that good. Nothing a $5 vanilla cream can't do much of. So yeah, do be careful if you're frightened of spiders, especially big wolf spiders. Also, please don't hurt them if you do this and they appear. Use a cup and put them outside. Sorry for a disappointing review. I will experiment today and keep you updated. Update 4 hours. I have seen 2 spiders at work. One came to me and one didn't. I put some cream on it. I putted some cream on a tissue to see if it would interest a spider into update soon. Update 10 hours. Spiders went to the tissue paper. I think they are attracted to the pheromones in the cream. This is not where the adventure ends, however. Hello, I just did a little dive into the chemicals that attract spiders because I really don't like bugs. According to the studies, there are 2-component female-produced pheromones of spider. I basically signal sexual communication. The chemical always reveals that it's, it's phensyl acetate. Distributyl folate, or whatever the fuck that is, all of those. Spiderwebs exhibited higher relative abundance in sexual receptive females. Also, choice behavior assays verify the point is, all of these chemicals are indeed spider pheromones that let you know that you are a spider that wants to bang. And I couldn't help but picture this poor lady not knowing this, being chased by that spider. I made it huge for comedic effect, of course, because, you know, that's what you gotta do. It's funny. Yeah, there's that part too. It's great. People literally out there spending $50 on fancy lotion that turns out to be actual spider pheromones. No, yeah, those spiders wanna fuck. Spiders wanna fuck. They got 8 really long legs and a big round oily butt. Okay, anyone else heard that song? It sucks and I love it. Run away! King of characters, welcome back. How you doing? So yeah, because of all that, I'm now going to be drawing someone running from a spider. It's going to be very educational. It's going to be very fun. But what we're looking at here is basically we're going to be showing how I go from... Where's my freaking heckin' dangin' thing here? Hold on a minute. Gotta find my cursor, if I may. It's kind of lost the thing. I'm gonna reconnect it. The point is, I'm going to show how I do things now, because usually every now and again I'll do an art stream where I show here's how I turn a sketch into a drawing. but it's been a bit. I've learned a lot, and I can't wait to show you. Favorite part of that is the one person who's like, hey, can someone send me one of those? I want to build a spider army to kill the local mosquito population. No, yeah, it goes on. It's a fascinating little story on the internet lately. But anyway, here it is. And there's a few things that I've put into effect here. And I don't know if you can see my cursor. I don't think you can. But basically, this girl here, let me zoom in. This girl here is running. I found a picture of someone like running on a track as my reference. But like, you know, I want something more dynamic. I'm trying to work on that, right? So we're running down a hallway. She's booking it. This music, the block music here suits this running. Look at this. But like the arms were too flat. Human beings are not very, you know, depth, you know, physically speaking. So I needed to add some depth, and I wanted to show that that arm was behind. I shrank that a little bit, just kind of using a perception shrink on the right end of it. Just kind of show that that's a little bit further swung back. I'm also probably going to change the sketch here with this leg, just to kind of put that more comedically backward as if already pushing off. I think that'll look a little bit better there. Wait for my 2-hour Wendigoon documentary. Oh, it's gonna... I wish they could... I want Wendigoon to do, like, actual, like, creepypasta things on, like, real accounts. I mean, he might have, but that seems like the kind of thing that when I was reading about that, I thought of him talking about it. So you're not alone on that. I was like, man, it would be great to hear his take on that. And you know, not too far back, just because again we are pushing off with like a kicking here, but like because the foot was so close, it's like it doesn't really do it justice, and I want to fuck with that. Let's do some red here. Also, you'll notice I'm drawing on a gray background. Always do that. Don't draw on white. You're gonna burn out your fucking retinas. You know, that was how I first did a lot of drawing, and it hurt like hell. We're just gonna do, yeah, I'm not going too crazy into the shoes, you know, I'm not hyper detail here. This is just a sketch for now. But there we go, there it is. We are running, because this spider, he coming, and he's coming for her. Like, he is ready to go, all right? And here we are. So here's this person, here's this stuff, you know, shoe comes down. I'm not too worried about the shoe shape. That'll be done in the other stuff. I'm not gonna make it a high detail shoe, but a shoe it is. But I wanted to capture that, you know, wanted to capture the, okay, foot and hand falling behind here a little bit in size to show kind of that dashing from this portion of like this shrinking hallway. I wanted to do a little bit with the, with just like the hair blowing backward. We're working with both a dynamic pose and kind of like wind movement. I'd have put her in a coat if I was feeling more fancy, but I figured, you know, we only have so much time to do these streams, and I'm hoping to at least get this to a rendered state, hopefully within this stream. Here's to hoping. Is currently drawing on white. Oh, yeah, it's a pro tip that I live to this day. Favorite part okay, I already read that. But yeah, this is, but yeah, so now we're gonna dive into this. Now, the way that I tend to do this is once I have all the layers I want ready, I just tend to go ahead and go, okay, this is gonna be like, let's make it, actually, hold on a minute. Let me just collect this, and that, and make this a little bit more transparent. Like, not fully gone, but also not very there. Enough that we can kind of draw over it, see what we're doing, but it won't be too insane. And the other thing, when you're drawing, like, your line work, get in there, okay? You're drawing an eye, you're drawing a fucking eyeball, okay? You're not doing anything else. You gotta focus on this shit. And we're also deciding a little bit of an eye shape, because roughly, when you are drawing anime eyes, you want about the size of the eye to be between the eyes where all the, like, nose and skull action goes. Just so they don't look too close together and they don't look too derpy, okay? Is that bad to say? I don't know. I have so many mental issues, I don't care. So, let's hop on in here and create another layer. I'll just put this all into, like, a folder, actually, right now. Just so I have the sketches on their own. Get in there, and I'm just gonna create another vector layer. Now, vector layers are fun. These are great for drawing because, you know, this is like, if you draw something, yeah, and this is like beginner stuff, but I know there might be some new people here. So Squatchel is used, add permitted term, white is the worst. Drawing on white is the worst. Drawing mistake I keep doing until like halfway through the process. It took me a while to learn. Also, that's a really funny thing for that to assume was bad. Can everyone who's not gay leave, or whatever what's her name says on that show? Automod, please! So now, you know, and this is very simple. You know, obviously I do my eyes fancier than this, but this gave me like a rough idea. I'll even usually sketch the eyes at higher detail, but I know what I'm doing. I know me. So at a full resolution, not full resolution, at a full opacity vector layer here, you draw a line. You can mess with this line, right? You can do stuff with it, you can augment it, you can fuck with it, you can do all this other random shit. If you kind of misdraw something, very, very useful to just mess around with that and make it look good again. I also use a fair deal of stabilization, which I don't think I've actually turned on this particular computer. So I'm gonna do that now, if I may. Let me go ahead and grab this, and no, it is up. It's like 100. I only need that at like what, like maybe 96? Just because I do have slightly shaky hands, and so when I draw a line, it'll kind of go where I want the line to go, as opposed to creating the little tremors that my hand makes, because that sucks, you know, nobody wants that. You want perfect line. Clip Studio Paint has vector? It does. It has raster and vector layers, and it's very useful too. Like, check this shit out. Look at this, look at this. I think you can do this with both of them, but like, if you have, here's how I do brick walls. You want like a really quick little tutorial here? We're gonna get off topic here, but let's say you wanna make some cinder blocks. Okay, so here's like a big brush. Yeah, get like a really big brush and just do like, oh, here's a wall. And now we need bricks in that. Well, you're going to turn that vector layer to have a little border effect on it. You can change the thickness of that edge, but essentially what you can then do is you can take an eraser, get rid of portions of it, like so. Actually, no, that's probably not the best way to do it. We'd probably make that actually, that would actually work better as a raster layer. My problem, my apologies, rasterize that. But the point is, when you get rid of stuff, it keeps that outline. But you need to set it to do so, because I did not do that right. Try that again. So you make a raster layer. You make that little smudge there. You give it the outline, and then as you erase there, you see this leaves kind of a line here. If you make it big enough, it can even create like full separations from it, but still leave those lines in it. And that can be very, very useful for like, oh, real quick, I just need to draw some bricks, right? Like, look at that shit. Look how easy that is. That's simple as hell. It's amazing. Look at that. Look at that shit. That's just, yeah. So like, you know, and the bigger you get, the more you can create like a certain level of separation, like I said, you know, so it's very useful. Really love messing around with like using shortcuts with outlines. Very great, especially if you don't need to work immense details into a background. It's very fun. Looks like there's another program too. Vector layers are life-changing. All my sketches are forever tremors, but my outlines are great. Exactly. Absolutely. So that's where we're at now. I'm gonna go ahead though, dive into this here as a vector layer and create some eyes. The way that I do eyes are pretty simple, and at least this is what I've been working with lately. Is I'm gonna go ahead and pull this down to, I've been drawing with like maybe a 4.0. line. I used to draw with more, but it's too big. I was drawing more like comedically, kind of cute, kind of merchandise style, thick, high colored stuff. I'm just going, you know what? Let's not. I've got to get over on my. Turn this up here. Let's make that dark. There we go. So let's just go ahead and do a little of this. Usually I kind of curve it up a little bit inward, pull it back here, and then that's kind of where the eye makeup will go if they have it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull that in. Now, it kind of depends where I want this to be. I want her to be worried, so the cheeks kind of going up like, oh shit, is kind of useful there. And then we just pull the eye a little bit up there. I think I might even go ahead and just kind of bring this to a point. That's another kind of thing I do where it's just like, there you go. There's the eye. Just like that. So that little kind of rounded edge upward, and then just this little pointy bit on the outside. Usually just color that in, sometimes just with the lines because it's easier. I can mess with that in the later stuff if I need to, but that's basically it. I also like to make the top a bit thicker than the defining line underneath it, so I give it like a little bit more girth, just, there we go. And then she's worried, so her pupils are tiny. Just like, oh shit, get me out of here. Usually when I'm showing someone shocked, I don't do any like high detail stuff, but you could put like a little like, like make the eyes like really tiny, give her like a little pupil there, but like I don't know, this is more kind of comical. But just because I am doing my own little style here, I'll go ahead and do it anyway, even if it isn't necessary, just to go, okay, here's some high, you know, some high definition doing this. Whatever you would call that. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't speak in perfect technical terminologies. I just do the thing. I learned to draw on the internet, not art school, okay? So let's bring this down here. Another little like, okay, this is going to kind of also coincide with this little area here where it's like, all right, just get this up here. Maybe it's going to be from more of an angle, of course, so not as big a deal, but just get those very defined here, run this over here. She's looking forward, so the eye's all the way this way there, and a little bit more to the side over yonder, with maybe just a little bit more of a change in, because of her angle, the thinness of it. And just kind of bring that up a bit. I guess that also does kind of meet that eye, so we'll bring that down a bit. That one's gonna be like, again, vector lines, your best friend. That'll be, yeah, that's good right there. So then we're just gonna give the eye the same treatment, the little like, oh, here's the iris, here's the pupil, ha ha ha, everything looks great. We're gonna do that till it actually looks good, however. Ah, my face. We just put that over yonder, but I think, yeah, because that's the thing, like, if I do it, like, this tiny, it's gonna be so tiny. But let me see here, can I make this, like, really small? Just, like, 2, I guess? Run that there? Kinda, sorta? I don't know if it's ultimately what I'm going for, though. Let's try, let me try something here. Let's make a smaller line, give that, like, a 2, I guess. And just, whoop, whoop. This, you know, I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is gonna work for this particular drawing, but it's cute, so I'm gonna try and make it work. Just a little, there you go. Fair enough, close enough, it's fine, that'll do. But there's some eyes, right? We're also going to want to go ahead and put some eyebrows in there. Usually this kind of follows along a particular ridge. I know like the eyes kind of have like a little bit of like kind of eye flap action where you would have the eyelid traditionally. And then we're just gonna put a little bit of, I don't need any more of that, not too defined. Give it kind of like an, oh shit, so like they're gonna be tilted up a bit. I tend to start the eyebrows right around where the eye ends, just around right here. And I'm just gonna make it a little kind of like, just like running and scared sort of look. Maybe make that like just all the way to, and this is actually, you know, I mean for anyone new to actually taking care of their face hair, that's also actually how I trim my eyebrows, is I go, okay, this cuts off at the end of the eye and curves in, but now it's curving up because we are panicked. Like, she is very unsettled, and understandably so. She's being chased by a giant fucking spider, right? So, whomstamogus would not be a little bit perturbed? I think that's a common sort of response. Another fun little time saver here. I'm just gonna go ahead and actually take this, go ahead and duplicate it. Just gonna bring that over yonder. Just at the same length of the eye, but more kind of pulled into that side of the head. And also just kind of similarly upward like shit! And that's perfect right there. I also noticed I did not make her head consistently where it needs to be. Let me run back down to the sketch itself. So if I take some red there back, you know, keeping this in its kind of altered state so it's still a little bit like, oh, you know, it's just like, that's kind of where the head comes up there. So that also helps as a guideline. Anyway, not important, just a little thing for me later on, make things a little bit easier. To be fair, if a giant spider approached me, I don't know if I'd be able to run. I might just stand there and die of a heart attack instead. I mean, same, you know, to each their own, however you want to handle it. So let me run this down here, go back to our vector. So now the face, again, we're talking like, actually right now, let's just do the nose. You know, like with the head, there's like this curvature, right? So you want to consider this when drawing the head. I did that already when drawing the head. I actually map it out like a total fucking nerd. I'll show you sometime in another video. But for that, that's pretty good. We know kind of where that's going. There's like sort of this natural curvature, and I don't even really like to draw super defined noses usually. Just kind of real basic, cute little whatevers. Just enough to kind of cast a shadow where and if I need to. And for the mouth, let me run this back up to a 4 actually. Just whoop. Okay, for the mouth, get rid of that. There we go. For the mouth, we're just gonna do a little bit of a like, oh god, oh shit, oh this sucks. Maybe a little bit more open at the bottom, but not supremely so, just enough to kind of make that clear. Sometimes this will take a few goes though, just because I'm like, oh, you know, I'm very particular about how my lines look, and I'm just like, okay, here's like the teeth, and you know, here's like the, you know, figure there's like a skeleton in here, and you're like, ah, shit. Yeah, that is not how a tongue looks. There we go. I'll just keep it pretty simple like that, though. Maybe, you know, you could draw like some back teeth too, but that's not the detail we're looking for here. It's not what we're getting across. The picture's gonna look this big. No one's gonna notice. Now, let's go ahead. You know, if you're drawing like a close-up of someone very, very intimately, maybe you'll define teeth and shit, but I don't do that. To be fair, if you cover yourself in spider pheromones, you just kind of got to accept that spiders will want a piece of you. That's true. I mean, that's like the saying where it's like, I'm so tired of these white people, you know, complaining about having their life being fucked up when they tattoo dream catchers on themselves. Dog, you designed yourself to pick up nightmares, okay? Like, my nightmares are bad enough while I'm asleep. I don't want them while I'm awake. The curvature of the head, you know, take the cheekbone into account. I might even actually make that a little bit wider like the sketch looked. I love that. A little bit more poking out there, but still very much in the direction the head's going. And I also, I think, do I like that a little wider or nah? I don't know, but let's just do, you know, again, I say, and little do I follow sometimes, but zoom in. Get real close up with your line work. Make sure it's all doing what you want it to do. Because if it isn't, then it won't be, and that's just basic, yeah. The ears, I made this maybe a little bit wide, even though we are viewing her more from the side. It's maybe got a little more curvature to it, less, or at least less rounded there. A little bit of that tab there on the ear. Piercing because, you know, I wear plugs, so everyone does. That's just how a lot of my characters are. This wasn't even an OC though. This was just, I made this lady just assuming what that person who posted that looks like. This is just her, as far as I can guess. Hey, Lex, welcome! Fun fact, there's a Spider-Man ally named Silk who has the usual spider powers and a female spider pheromones. Anytime she's within range of Spider-Man, they both get insanely horny. That's really cool. These are the little comic book things they don't tell you in the movies for everyone. Let's go ahead though, and yeah, so see, there's that. Look how we're looking. Let me just get rid of the... here. Pretty good. We look like we know what we're doing, right? Not too bad. Always go ahead and like kind of get rid of your, like, this is why I like to keep the sketch in a folder too. Get rid of that, just invisible the folder, look at where you're going with this, make sure it's looking okay while you work on it. This is something I do many times during this. Now, as you'll notice, I do have things kind of moving backward. I should probably separate the bangs in a more believable way. So I am still going to block out sort of where those bangs lie as it is already, but I want to mess with it a little bit. I want to maybe make this swoosh a little bit more, kind of maybe even outward, just like, woo, just like that, just kind of like there is this sort of natural separation from the center of the head. So like right around here. However, I would put her hairline at like around here maybe. And so then you've got these little bits of the bangs going like, you know, maybe a sharp one and maybe a little bit of, you know, I was just watching some stuff. I like to brush up on stuff, but you can find little tutorials on drawing hair where it's like, yeah, you know, make it a little bit simple. Draw like kind of thicker and thinner portions of the hair where you imagine it'll separate, but you don't want to draw literally every hair. That'll look ridiculous. And a little bit too much for the brain to absorb. You want to keep it simple, but still kind of give the illusion of it being complicated, if that makes any sense at all. And you just kind of get rid of that. Get rid of the extra stuff, get rid of the little other lines that are just kind of our way of knowing, okay, here's where this is. No big deal, it's fine. Oh, and I just now realized, I think I was drawing those in the wrong size. But you know, that's okay. I think that keeping these somewhat more like in the range of less... Oh no, I wasn't. I was just being very light-handed, I guess. But there's another thing too, is like definitely go into things wherever you think lines should be maybe a little thicker, like say at the base of where that kind of bundles up at the bottom. You can dial that up a tiny bit. Mess with thickness with your lines, like in your line work especially when you're just coming back to it. Like, you know, just make sure it looks right. There's little tiny tweaks you can do to make things look more natural that you just kind of figure out over time. And that's one of them, just keeping an eye on that. So the hair is again kind of, instead of the usual just kind of pulling to the side again, this is going on both sides. This is kind of swooshing. This is going, oh, I'm running from a spider. You know, this is so many levels of we need to get the hell out of here. Hey, Mr. Third Party, welcome! Koi Bottles, what's up? Chimera Zone, welcome, welcome. This is nice. I'm glad that you like it here. Welcome. Happy to have you here for the first time. I don't usually do art. I mean, I do. It's part of my job. But like, I don't usually stream it. So you've come at a very fascinating time. Welcome. And yeah, you got so funny. Probably good one too. But yeah, I'm just kind of working off of a sketch here, figuring out how we want to make this. Basically, this is what we're working on. There was a post that went around the internet, I guess, where somebody was rating a Sephora cream that was attracting giant wolf spiders, and I've taken that to a bit of an extreme. Let me turn this up here, actually. Just kind of taking these lines and going like, oh shit, like run away, there's a spider, oh no. And then over here, it's just like, scream! It's coming to get her, it's going to eat her face. And that's a very stressful situation. You don't want that happening. But, you know, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work, right? That's what we do. We make it work. That's how we do things here. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. How are you doing today? Koi Bottles, I'm doing fucking amazing. Also, I just noticed there was a raid. How did I not fucking... Thank you for the raid, Koi Bottles. Holy shit. I swear, none of the noises go off anymore. I never notice anything. Hey, how do I pronounce your name? But also welcome. How you doing? I hope that you're well. No problem. No, yeah, sure. But thank you. Thank you for coming on by. It's good to see you. But yeah, so we're drawing this lady getting chased by a spider. I'm having the hair, you know, as opposed to my sketch, I want the hair to go to both sides because we're kind of running here. We're kind of like, ah, shit, trying to run away from that situation. I want to do, though, a little bit more separated here at the hair, just going every which way. So there's maybe a little bit more play in that. Nothing too wild, but just enough to get that point across where it's like, yeah, we are hecking
Trying
running,
to drink
my
up
dudes.
breezy.
Ow!
Look at this dumb little PTuber. What's wrong?
Thank you for the
pathetic little
for
cat.
the hydrate.
Can't hold
Let me
her
hit that
weight.
right now.
Gonna wet yourself? Gonna explode all over the place?
And,
Bad kitty, get it
we
together.
also need to move this inward a bit just to kind of get rid of that extra thickness. That should not be a separate line. Perfect. All right, taking some water now. But yeah, Chimera's on. How you doing? How you doing, Corgi? How is everyone? I hope you're all doing really well. Also, if you've ever seen my other art streams, you'll notice I'm sitting a little bit more still because I have had the genius idea, for the first time ever, of putting my camera on top of my, you know, the screen I'm looking at, my tablet. Seems to be working. I like it. It's good. It's working out for me, okay? It works for me. So we'll take this thing here, run these bangs up here, just a little bit more play in that, but those are definitely kind of swooping. Like these hairs here too. I could I'm actually gonna go ahead and like change where this is kind of drifting from, just because like we are working with this sort of wind hitting the face. We're working with dynamic wind here and positioning and everything where it's like, we need to take this into consideration. I'm trying to work more on not only dynamic poses, but bodies in motion. It's a very important thing to get down. It's something I've been focusing more on lately. Emphasis on the moron. I'm just kidding. Don't self-deprecate. Everyone, you're all amazing and wonderful, and I love you, and you don't deserve to be putting yourself down just because the world did. Fuck the world. It was wrong. You're correct. Now, we'll take the... Yeah, the hair on the sides, I think I nailed that. I love that it's kind of like sort of bouncing from the running, but still running backward from the wind, sort of carrying backward here. So that's coming down here. We run this over here. Just a little bit of like, yeah, there's some motion here. It's definitely doing what it's doing. It's like, ah, shit. But I really just kind of freehanded this hair here and went, yeah, I love this. It was very, very easy to work with, very nice. Just kind of a quick little zippity zoom here. That's really, those are just like the master painters, such as Leonardo da Vinci would use the term zippity zoom. It's technical jargon. You don't really need to use that or refer to it. The important thing is that it looks how you want it to. We'll just run this up here. There you go. But yeah, you know, and spider pheromones really, you know, fuck the Earth Day, throw plastic in the sea, pour oil on a duck, and learn to eat rocks. What? Set up my I want to set up my... I can't talk. I want to set up my second camera on my TV, but I don't know how I'd reach the cord across my room to my PC. That would make it harder, definitely. Doing good. Landed in Denver about an hour ago. You mentioned. I'm glad you got there safely. I hope you're doing well. Doing good so far today? That's good to hear, Chimera. Let's fucking go. So we're gonna do the hair here. We're gonna bring someone up here. But yeah, I was mentioning like spider pheromones are great, you know, because like yeah, how do you communicate as a spider that you wanna do it? That's why spider families are doing so well. Even the straight ones, where they're just like, hey honey, I'm home. How are my 127 kids? Oh hello honey, I just got the pot roast in. They're doing great. And then he's like, oh except for Timmy though, he wasn't doing so good at baseball. Oh, well, don't worry. I'll talk to him. So he has like a heart-to-heart with him. He sits down on Billy's bed, who's sitting there looking at his throwing glove, and he's just like, hey, Billy, I heard you weren't doing too great at baseball today, champ. What's going on? He's like, oh, Dad, I was born with 7 legs. All the other kids can run faster than me. I feel like an outcast. And then you hear the crowd go, oh, it's like, Timmy, that sounds like a fucking skill issue. All I'm hearing is you having excuses. Maybe what you should do is just get out there and just fucking make it happen. You little shit. You're right, Dad. What is wrong with me? Yeah, waves their pedipalps, yeah. All their little spider bits. So, why Sass is it fuck the Earth Day? What do you... Don't a lot of spiders eat the males after mating, or are we just black widows? I think it's just black widows, but it makes my joke funnier if it's all of them. So let's say against all science that it's all of them right now, because that would be funny. And don't take my word on it, because we're probably wrong. We are probably wrong about that. So again, as you see, there's some bounce, but some wind direction in this hair, you know, some bounce. I know, ha ha ha, I have titties. So we run this thing over here, gonna do a little bit more of that little swoop here in the hair, just right there, which, you know, again, when you can't, stabilization is your friend if you have shaky hands, alright everyone? It's a good thing to have. I'm gonna run this over yonder, actually not like that even. I want the division to be right there, in there with the hair, and have this run up here, I think. Yes, that looks right. Perfect. I also can't wait to show y'all, once we're done the line work, once we do the flat colors, I have this little soul brush that I don't think I've shown off on here, because it was only on the laptop, which means I have not streamed it. So I had to move it over here, but it's a really great light rendering brush for like effects and colors, and it's just really great. I highly recommend it. But let me go ahead and run this over here, just a little bit of woo! There we go. And I'm gonna actually use the fact that this is a vector line to help me out. A little bit wider, pull this in a bit. Do you see the amazing what you can do with vector lines that makes life so much easier? It's so much easier. You know, I don't like to use this too much where I don't need to. Like even now it's getting a little bit jagged. Like there's a lot of difference here, but you know, I can take the portion of this that makes sense, get rid of that, just get rid of this line here. There you go. Makes erasing easier too. So we'll just try and redraw that portion of it right there. I need to draw better, my goodness. Let me run this over here, make this a little bit larger. And let's draw this line again. Big wide strokes to make things look natural, right? That's what you gotta be doing all the time. Every single day, big strokes. Only be making big strokes. That's what they say. That's what the fine painters of the Renaissance would say. Of the Renaissance? I don't know what it is, but the painters they'd probably say that. Did the great painters use Photoshop or CSP? We'll never know. I don't know, but I use Clip Studio. Because despite the fact that it will not update, it still technically doesn't charge me regularly to just use the software. So that's fine. That works for me. Are you going to color it once the line art is done? I absolutely am. I could just listen to you talk and joke for hours. You should feel proud of that. Thank you, Chimerizo. That actually means a lot to me. That's what a lot of people have been telling me, and I'm like, that's all I've ever wanted, because I have seen a lot of streamers that I've watched over time just kind of grow boring on me, and I'm like, if I have a good banter, that means you don't even have to be watching to enjoy me, and that's very versatile. That means that I should be on the internet talking like an idiot, and that I'm not wasting my time. So I'm really happy to hear that that's entertaining. Thank you. I am quite proud of that. Let's do a little bit of that. Get this little swoosh here, like wee. There it goes. All right. Actually, no, that's not enough. We need more wee. Wee. That's what you call the play in hair and motion. Is wee. Again, another technical term. Don't let art schools know I'm teaching you this. This is some high-class shit. This is some, like, you know, nobody tells you this sometimes and in public school. This is only for the masters of art. You know, the people who are coming in to do that real stuff, that real art studies. You know, these are people who mean it, who really want to have their art mean something. They got to know about the Wii, and now you do too. Nintendo tried to patent it, but it didn't go well. It was still retained by the artists who work in the field. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and neither should you. So we're gonna get rid of... Actually, you know what? I kind of love that division being sort of worn off at the front there. So you know what? Keep it like that. Fine. That little bit that got emitted by the eraser, I kind of like there being a little spot there. That's not too bad. Let me see. That's very true. I keep bouncing between my own art and yours, and your banter is just so entertaining. Aw, I'm glad that it's entertaining. I was only taught Zoom. You gotta know Zoom too, though. Zoom is a very good thing. Playing Armored Core and you're up on the other screen. Let's fucking go! Great painters of old clearly used Microsoft Paint. It's even in the name. That's true. That is true. Let me see here. Stompy robots. I do love Stompy robots. Stompy robots are great. You gotta love them. Anyway, so now we're gonna do the arm. Of course, I've actually even kind of maybe... I don't know, I kind of under-exaggerated the arm here. I need to keep in mind that there is a shoulder here. And we are working a little bit with this kind of being like, okay, there's a little play in this, like, there you go. That looks more like a shoulder. I like that. I'm gonna run some lines up under here, get kind of like here's the arm, it's very defined, it's very like this way, you know. She's wearing a shirt, was my intention, but I realized I didn't finish the shirt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make this go like wee, whoop. Just kind of have that shirt run up there. I think that's good. Just like that. A little bit of like, yeah, there's our shirt over the arm. That's fine. That'll do. Maybe it's kind of loose in the arms. Yeah, because she had to be ready to run. She knew she was testing this lotion out at work and that there might be spiders. So this was the reality that we came to figure was going to be what's going on, right? She knew. So we're gonna run this down here, get a little bit of an elbow there. Again, this was all done in the sketch phase of like figuring out, okay, we want to create a little bit of like shrinkage here for distance. Right there. I could see fighting the spider in Mystic Quest, couldn't y'all? I mean, it seems normal to me. I also really didn't define the hand here. There's just such a run. There's such a dash here. What kind of tablet do you have? I have a Huion Canvas. That's HUION-KAMVAS. I think it's a 16-inch. Pretty big, pretty decent. It was bigger than I expected it to be when it showed up, I'll say. And it was actually recommended to me by another artist who goes by Girl Krillin. You might know her from the Pixel Mavericks, or from a very well-reviewed pic set of some not-safe-for-work bad-end theater porn that was on EX Hentai. She was happy to hear about that. I told her, like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but credited though you were, someone posted you and you're popping off. Did a lot better than my earlier artwork, though, I'll say that. But she was, I asked her initially, and she said, use this one. I've had it for years and it works great. And now, same. I've had this for 2 years and it's been kicking ass, and it's not too expensive either. Usually around this time of year, too, you can get a decent little sale on it as well. Yeah, I'm gonna define a better hand here. Now, hands are fun. I'm still working on hands in a way that I can be happy with, but it's very much a case of like, there's so much in hand shape. Because right now you've got like, this is where the thumb comes out, right? But you got like this little trapezoidal area here where it's like, here's our hand. You have some fingers coming out. And I imagine they're a little bit looser. You know, she's not tightened up, but she is kind of still, like, trying to get a little bit of wind resistance here. You're gonna have, like, 1, 2, and then at the top point there, 3, 4. Just kind of, let's define these now, and we'll clean it up later. Why the hell not? So then we have the thumb come out here. That's kind of tucked in there. And then this finger here is going like, yeah, just like, whoop. That's too small. The finger is too small. The thumb basically, like when it's fully extended, comes up to the base there. So it's like a little bit of a... No, that's... Like, I'm trying to figure out length here. And you know, here's the thing. You can spend forever on hands. Hands are one of those things that it's like you see it every day and you have no idea how they work. I'm trying to be better than most AI in that regard. Huey and Squad, I'm a Canvas 13. It's small, but I make do. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. Run from Spider is what every program should make the default file name. No, yeah, absolutely. I actually kind of love that. That's cute. We need to make that the standard immediately. So yeah, let's do like a little bit of like, okay, here's the pinky, it's running off this way, it's like, yeah, and then like you got this finger running up here, and you're like, yeah, alright, it's going over here, it's like, alright, got a little bit of those portions of the hand going off, and yeah, you know, you see, I'm so bad without a reference. Here's what you do. So you can't draw hands like me, right? Here's my best advice. References. Every artist uses them. If they don't, they're lying. Now, I'm gonna take a photo of my hand. I'm gonna imagine I'm running from a spider here, right? I'm gonna say like, alright, I'm doing maybe, let me see. So I'm running, my hand's behind me, it's like, oh shit! And so that hand is then just like, just kind of, yeah, actually kind of looser now that I think of it. That would be, oh, that's perfect. Yeah. See, I wouldn't have even thought of that. And see, now when you have a photo to refer to, you're realizing like, okay, this is actually a different shape than I would have imagined. That hand might not actually be like facing that way. It's fascinating. Oh gosh, actually though, do I want it pointing back or do I want it moving forward? Because again, this person is bolting forward. Trying to figure out face, eye, and nose shape and makeup, a very similar thing of you look at every day and cannot explain it. For Kung, I highly recommend any face tutorials on YouTube by Hide channel, Hida channel. They explained mapping out a face in a way that like explains all of the big art book intricacies, but without it being a fucking mind melter of like too much info. And they were very, very helpful for me learning how to do that. So I super duper recommend Hide channel, really to anyone for anything. I'm most likely to look to them for advice, usually. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna go ahead with a, just like, kinda... That's a good hand shape right there. Let's do that. Oh, I can hear the dog dreaming in the other room. That's very cute. Everything on YouTube was that how to draw a horse meme. No, yeah, Hide channel is amazing. Check them out. I leave comments, and once they have the time to translate them, they usually tell me, hey, thank you. But they're really, really great. I just put on the closed captions and absorb their wisdom. They're amazing. So now looking at this hand here, this is definitely kind of sprouting out a bit more for the thumb here than I anticipated. So yeah, see, this is another place where it's like, I'm glad I looked into this. That thumb is gonna be coming out that way. Okay, and then the rest of that one's gonna be coming up there. Yeah, no, see, I'm overthinking that. That's just like coming down there. So this hand here, we've got the pinky kind of swooping out here, like, it's like right there. And again, this is like, it's like back here, you know, so it's here, but it's maybe like a little bit foreshortened, just the tiniest bit. We're gonna try to get this as exact as we can, just kind of collect that there. For the rest of the hand here, it looks like we've kind of curved in the ring finger a little bit, just kind of like swooping off here, sort of where that reference I first went from was coming from there, but it's just sort of falling back in where the other ones are coming too. Just real basic kind of, there's the knuckle there, and we're falling behind another one. So then that next finger is coming up through here. That one's going to be a little bit more straightforward, just like that. Let me move this over here. So then we're gonna pop in here, we're gonna have that moving a little bit more actually outward, like so. There we are. And that little bend there, and the little extra bend for the rest of that knuckle area, it's kind of going over there, and we've got that and the index finger essentially doing the same thing, but with a little bit more play here on that one. And so that's gonna be... Gosh, I hadn't even considered for that. We might need to actually go ahead and move the thumb out a bit. You see where my time is really spent drawing, right? Like, it's the minute details like hands, where it's like, oh right, how does the hand work? I don't know. It's probably fine. But oftentimes I will even complete a piece of work and then I will just go back and obsess over the hands. This has been known to happen before with me. It's just a thing that goes on. I have drawn so many hands, and this is the worst hand I have ever drawn. Oh my goodness. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna make this the blurrier hand that I sketched for now. I will come back to it. We will come back to it. Hands are references and practice, my friends. I would like to get on with this drawing. So, let's go ahead and, let's just go ahead and draw kind of the... Okay, here's that, here's this, you know, you got your hand here, you got this doing what it's doing, but this is kind of a blurred hand for now. We'll come back to that, not a big deal. But yeah, that's one of the few things I cannot draw just, you know, without reference and an immense amount of time. Faces took a while, but I'm surprised how great I've gotten at those. I'm pretty happy with them. A lot of it helped when I started doing more makeup, because you have to actually know how your, like, stuff works, you know? Your stuff, as it were. Again, the technical art term for all of these things. Yeah, we're just gonna run that up here. A little bit of neck action here. Run this down here for the shoulder. Not like that. Like, just about here. There we go. Alright, there's a little bit of play in that shirt, of course, because we're wearing a shirt here. Let's do the neck here as well, just kind of a little swoop here. Got kind of a thick neck on this, kind of a wide V-neck. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull in here a bit. You see, I constantly negate my own information. Get in there and draw those lines. Like, don't Don't do it from a distance. You want to get in there and go like, yeah, these lines. Also work with the curvature of your hand. Move your picture around a bit. That curve is easier to draw like that, because the way my hand works is like this, you know, it's like woo, woo. So, you know, just kind of work with your hand position. Don't try to break your hand drawing things in a weird way. It is not a necessary thing. Just work with you. You know what you're doing. Make it a little easier on yourself. For the arms, again, you know, you got like a little bit of an elbow here, just like, there it is. And we're gonna run this up here, just a little bit more play in there, but it's actually a little thicker than I drew it initially, maybe. But you know, might even bring that in just a teeny bit. Just like somewhere kind of between the two sketch lines where it's like, that's good. I'm gonna use the vector line bits here just to kind of connect that, make sure it all looks pretty together, but there's still that very forefront area there that kind of defines this portion. Gonna bring the rest of the elbow up here. Defining elbows it can be such a subtle thing, and I try to keep it somewhat subtle, but I've been trying to draw more bones lately. You gotta consider there's a skeleton in your characters, and I've been trying to get better about that as well. That's another one of my lately things that I'm doing. One of those things. Hi, I just got here. Quaza, welcome! Sorry, I just got to that. How are we doing? I'm doing really well. How are you doing? This person isn't doing well. She's running from a spider. We're working on drawing that, but I hope you're having a great one. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you for the pleasant jams. Why, no problem. These have been provided by SNESDrunk, 3 hours of upbeat Super Nintendo music. I love throwing on stuff like this while I work, because, you know, there's the nostalgic element of having the music from my childhood, but also it makes for really good drawing music somehow. So that really lends itself to it. Happy to provide good jams. Good jams, good feelings, better drawings. Don't eat Papa John's, they're disgusting. And then we're just gonna bring this up here. There we go. Alright, that's not what we want. A little bit thicker. Come back when you're a bit thicker. There you go, and we got that. Another part of the hand here. See, this portion of this hand I worked out a bit. Granted, again, not perfect, but we're working off the fact that there's a hand here, it's curved, there's a curvature to it, there's a little bit of a thumb here, you know, you're running, that's what matters in this image, is we are freaking booking it from a spider. Don't love getting chased by giant wolf spiders who are horny for our lotion. Anyone who that makes no sense to might have missed the beginning of the stream, but there's a meme about it. Look up lotion and spider pheromones, and you will see what we're doing. So I'm just gonna make that a little smaller. Not that. Give me a smaller eraser. What are you doing? There we go. That Morshu reference was lit. Thank you. I love that there is basically just a female version of that person in, like, I was just playing One Step to Eden, and I gotta tell ya, there's more than one step. I think they may have undersold the distance between where I was and where Eden was supposed to be. Just joined a few minutes ago. Hey! The Cub, welcome. How you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. But yeah, like, it's a great thing, though. Okay, I'm all caught up on chat. Perfect. So now, here we got this. We've got, like, the top of the body going. You know, it's getting there. We're figuring it out. Right? Let's go ahead and get these breasts going. Now, these are maybe kind of bouncing a bit as well, but, you know, again, this could be on a down step here. We're pushing off with the feet here, so we're like we're ready. We are running from this spider. We are just booking it, and I'm not really going to show any kind of jiggling here. That's not the point. Right now, this is on a down step. These are slammed down into a somewhat natural position. I'm just going to bring that around here. That is not what I want to do. We want to maybe bring this, like, again, work with the curvature of your hand here. The shirt's going to run around there. Not quite. Always go ahead and give yourself a few swipes. Again, working in digital is severely more, what's the word? Very much more forgiving than any other real media. I can't do traditional media, my hands suck, they're not good, and they're bad. That was me saying the same thing twice. So, you know, it's good to just kind of know where you're coming from on these things. Just get this over here, get this one over yonder. That was a little too wide. I think maybe just like that? Maybe. But I feel like that's more... yeah, that'll do. that? There you go. Not like that. Not quite like that. Give me that. There we go. So how's that looking? I need to actually alter this just a skosh, bring it down a bit. Again, vector lines are your best friend. Let me see how that looks. Not ultimately how I want it to. Let's fuck with this a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we are running. Got maybe a little bit of a fold in the shirt, nothing wild, but just enough to kind of show, okay, here's a little bit of definition. We're just booking it. We're just running. We are afraid of spiders. If this person is like me, you know, and it seems like they are from their comment, they're afraid of spiders. They don't love it. Had a great meal, round of friends today. Let's fucking go! That sounds amazing, Quaza. I love good food and good friends. There are a few greater things than that. You know what I haven't done in a long time, too? I haven't had people over for, like, a tea tasting. I have so much loose leaf tea, and I love having that, and I'm always like, I wish I'd invited people over for this, because I love talking about, like, what it tastes like. I cold brew it and hot brew it and see what the differences are. Like, I'm a fucking nerd for tea. I love it. And yet here I sit in front of you with a fucked up throat because I don't have a warm beverage in front of me, so there's that. Speaking of warm beverages, I forgot to get dandelion tea at the store, so I'm gonna pick that up after the stream, actually, and have that for the stream tomorrow. And if you know me, you know why that is. We'll see how that plays out. I'm not looking forward to returning to Jump King. I admit I did a little bit of time trying to, like, work more into it, and like, I'm gonna be fine. I got angry at it. I got very aggravated with Jump King, but it's very much like, it's within reason. You know, it's not hurting me the way that, like, Bennett Foddy's game did. It's like, you know, it's dumb, it's annoying, it hurts, but it's a torture stream anyway, so I don't mind. I see the comedy in it. It is what it is, right? And we're gonna be fine. Don't let it beat you. I'll do my best. I figured out some strats for, like, getting through particular areas pretty quickly. So that made it a little bit less frustrating, realizing, like, oh, you can just do a full jump here and it'll always work, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to, I got up to, I want to say, like, the beginning of the city-like area. I got to the guy with the Victrola, who's like, oh, you don't have 1 gold? Well, fuck you. That's as far as I got, and then I fell a very, 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 very long way. But that's a lot further than we got in the first stream, so I think we're gonna be okay. I think I will at least put up kind of a fight. Not looking forward to some of the later areas from what I know of them, but it'll be fun at least. The point is to torture me, not for me to be perfect at the game, right? Right, exactly. So, Super Adventure Island. I've never played this, but I love the sound of this song. This is really great. I got gifted some loose leaf for the holidays. Not gotten around to it yet. Still working through my puer brick. Ooh! I gotta ask, do you have a, you probably do because you're a nerd like me in that regard, but do you have a temperature control kettle? That was what really, really got me into tea, was just realizing, like, oh, when you can, like, perfectly vector out, like, because I'll brew things at different temperatures, too. Some teas will be like, brew this at this, and I'm like, that fucking roasts it, dog. Like, you gotta... Like, sometimes I'll pull it back a little and be like, this actually tastes better, and it's fully rendering, like, a full-bodied tea out of it, so I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's all just kind of casual. But even working in, like, you know, proper Fahrenheit and Celsius and all that, like, sometimes I feel they either overcook it or undercook it, and I'm like, you can mess with it, you can mess with how you brew tea. But, I think, unless it is a particularly... I don't really care for, like, the more bitter black teas. As much as I do love a good coffee, with tea, it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I actually kind of prefer it to just be, like, cold brewed, because that brings out, like, none of the bitter notes, but all of the other notes in it, which is amazing. There's so many different ways you can have a cold brewed iced tea and be like, this is entirely different. I love this. But again, I'm a giant fucking nerd, so your mileage may vary. I just ordered a new tea a friend recommended called Christmas in Paris. A bit late, but I heard it's good all year. Let's fucking go! Top Gear 2 for the Super Nintendo. Alright, that's interesting. I don't usually have those up. I don't usually have the playlist up in front of me, so it's fun seeing where all of this stuff is actually from. Let's run that, because, you know, I didn't play every game on the Super Nintendo, obviously. I rented what I could, I bought what few things I could, and I played the video games, baby, let's go. Not everything was Joe and Mac, you know? Here we go now. Ah, that sound chip, though, it's wonderful. Really good stuff. It sounds amazing. I usually just let the water stand a little. Definitely something I'll probably invest in when I'm able to move out. Hell yeah, because that's the thing, like, I too did the, like, you know, let it sit for so long, it'll lose a certain amount of it. The thermodynamics is complicated. I like to let a computer tell me. Let's see here. Let's do this leg here. A little bit of an ankle, and it's like, yeah, alright, and there's the top of that leg, well, top of the bottom of the leg, as it were, and then we'll just bring this up here. This is a little bit more exaggerated in size, just a tiny bit so, because, again, we're working off the assumption that we are running, okay, we are booking it, like, this leg is coming up forward here from this spider, just coming right after her. The shoes are pretty simple, I just give it kind of like that little bit outward here, straight line this way. I think I'm gonna go ahead
Time to drink up Breezy. Look at this dumb little P-tuber. What's wrong? Pathetic little
That
cat
always hurts.
can't hold her weight.
Y'all do
Gonna
that
wet
to me.
yourself? Gonna explode all over the place? Bad kitty, get it together.
And see, the hard part is definitely gonna be the spider, because I want to draw a bunch of tiny little furs on it. But at the same time, that cannot be hard too. We can simplify that. Yeah, that'll do. I'll just bring maybe, like, I figure she's wearing running shoes today because, due to the nature of what she's doing here, I imagine she was preparing to book it today, right? I think that'll be a good angle, but we'll look at that in the greater scheme of things in a sec here. Let's do that, yes. And, like, little of that. There we go. Maybe a little loop here. Like, yeah, there you go. All right.
Fuck you! Where's
really don't need the loop. I was not perturbed from using the loop because of Mr. Butlertron. I'm just, you know, I can think for myself. I know what I'm doing. But that should actually come out further than the legs, so I don't know what I'm doing there. There you go. A little bit of pretending we're wearing clothing, huh? I mean, I am now, but this person, you know what I'm saying. It's fine. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. There we go, and there's that. There we go. There's a shoe. Get rid of that. Have the tongue maybe a little bit laced up, but I can worry about that as a fine detail later. For now, we've got a shoe. Do I love how that's positioned, however? Not really. It's two to the side, and here this is kind of coming down like this. Like, that's kind of our center. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move that around. Let's figure that this shoe, probably, the tongue is going to come from a different angle. I hadn't even considered, like, the foot position here, but we do actually need to refigure this. Let's do, yeah, this is going to take some considering. For that foot, let's do, that's kind of our, like, yeah, there's the tongue, right there. Maybe even to, like, a slight angle furthermore. So then that's gonna come around here. Maybe? Let's see how that looks, I guess. I wanna see what that looks like in the grander scheme of things. You know, little tiny edits here and there. Especially when you're doing line work, you start kind of noticing the things in your sketch that didn't look right. And that looks a lot more correct. That looks like if we extend that to have its bottom sole and everything, that's gonna look real good, actually. So, let's take that, bring it around here, and give ourselves a little bit of that. There you go. Make that a little bit wider, though. Go. Alright. As I erase literally everything. Pull that in a bit, make our eraser small. Make my eraser the small eraser. There it goes. Nice. Still needs a little bit of love, though. Pull that down. That's not that line. Which one's that? There it is. There's our friend. Hey, the Power Rangers game. I tried to play that. Let's bring this one, I guess, like, there? Let's, oh, no, not like that. Not like that, anything but that. Pull this in here. Yeah, you know what, we need to make this a little bit more like that. Just like, there you go. A little bit thicker in that regard, and just give it a little bit more soul going on. But I'm gonna need to redraw that line. I'm just kind of, we've gone back to sketching with our line art, and see, this is, speaking as an artist, this happens a lot. Don't get too lost in the sauce, campers. It'll take up all of your time. But, you know, enough to consider what we're doing here. And we've got this, we got our friends here, we got all the little lines here just going crazy mode. Looking great. Let's bring that around here. And a little bit of, like, some portion of the shoe there. I think, actually, if we do, like, a little bit of that... I mean, kind of. I could. And then if we look at that, yeah, that looks good. I like that. There's a shoe. Perfect. We are shoed and ready to go. Now, since that angle is most likely the angle the other foot will be taking, we're gonna go ahead and just take the shoe. Let's copy the shoe and put it somewhere else. I'm a genius. It's classic comedy until it's not. The drawing experience really is just looks at sketch, looks fine, let's do the line art. 10 minutes into the line art. What the fuck was I thinking? You know, yeah, that really is. Copy paste, and bring our little friend over here. You say, no, not like that. It's the opposite of what we want. Why am I doing this? Grab the whole thing. There we go. And we'll just bring this shoe a little smaller, because again, we're going for like kind of a distance here. And make that a little bit smaller, because we're booking it, we're putting our feet behind us, we're pushing off, we're going, okay, we gotta get the hell out of here, there is a giant fucking spider, and we want nothing to do with that, right? Giant spiders, not my forte. Not great with them. People, they say, get a cat, it'll eat your spiders. I don't know if anyone says that, but if they do, I'm not the cat for you, okay? I'm not your maid. I looked like a maid before, but I've got more of a sailor suit outfit going on now. So yeah, I'm a student. Don't ask me to do anything. I'm not responsible. Bring this here, do a little of that. Does anyone else still dream that they're in school? Like, I had a dream that I was still in high school, and like, it was because I bounced off of like going to college and trying that out, and then I went back into school as like an excuse for not growing up, and then I realized that I was like 32 and that I didn't need to be in school, and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck are brains? Anyway, that's my life when I'm asleep. It sucks. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, a little bit of family gaslighting, a little bit of running for my life. Everyone loves nightmares, don't they? They're just great. I've been looking into natural remedies to, like, decrease the, I don't want to decrease my DMT, that sounds terrible, but, like, I want to reduce the amount of dreams I have at night and maybe, like, lessen them, just because even when they're not stressful or particularly nightmares, they're just tiring. I feel like I've been living 2 separate lifetimes my entire life. I remember everything. So okay, so she's looking pretty good. Like, look at her, she is booking it from this thing, and this guy's just coming. He's going like, he's going to try and going to come mate with this poor office working gal who just wanted to wear some, you know, vanilla scented lotion, and it's not doing what she needs it to. It is instead attracting spiders, and that's not, you know, when you go to Sephora and you go, I would like a lotion, please. You're not usually looking for spider bait. You're not usually doing that, right? So it's like, I don't know, maybe don't put spider fucking chemicals in your things, huh? Can we do that? Or more so, can we not do that? Huh? Could we? Just a little bit? Let's bring that up here. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of whoof on the shirt here. A little whoof. It's like, it's going whoof. Again, that is a technical term. Don't let everyone know that. Oh my god, I'm failing in class. Streams are directly correlated to how well my students are doing. Oh no! Yeah, you know, it's a thing for everyone. So yeah, you know what? Working with like a dynamic pose here with someone just like running like crazy. Here's the thing, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I kind of love how blurry this hand is, but I would need to add like more blur detail to this hand, like we are clearly running. I might do that once we're done the spider line art, but we'll come back to it. I think that would be kind of a funny, like that hand is like going whoosh, you'll see. We'll see if we want to do that, or if I just want to actually draw a proper hand. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see here. Hey, Mega Man X, let's fucking go. Let's do... So I don't like spiders, so I don't usually draw them. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe pull up a reference for wolf spiders again. Just so I know I'm drawing it right. Like, the little markers and indicators are great and all, but for all I know, this is a pig-snouted, buck-toothed, like, running puppet. You know, I need more to go off of here. I don't really know the anatomy well. Wolf spider! Show me wolf spiders! Yay! Ah! Oh, look at them, dude. Okay, so give me images. Let's do... Oh, that's a big dude. Oh, look at those dudes. Oh, there's so many wolf spiders! Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, I don't love that. Okay, so yeah, that's a little dude. I think that's a tiny one, though. We need like the big one. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I think this will give me a pretty good idea. Oh, God, yeah. So they're gonna be spiny. Them dudes be spiny. They got like the little pokies, and they're all hairy, and they're all like, "Hey, how's it going? It's me." And they've got little eyes, and we're gonna give this like a little bit of an eye treatment here. I think. Okay, and I see where I'm drawing that too. I see what that was. We were going for something of a, like, this is kind of that shadow around there, but there's some eyes. We're just gonna do that, like, right around there. A little one around here. It's like that. This is not gonna be perfect. I am not an entomologist. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but going off of a picture, I think it will be clear that we're being chased by a spider, right? Like, that's pretty self-explanatory, huh? Bring this down here, a little bit of that. And I'm actually gonna fuzz these out a bit, but we'll do that in just a sec, because I have an idea for that. Bring this up here. Not like that. Let's do... Yeah, those kind of like curve in too. I can do that. Let's do that. Whoop. That's gonna need to be like here. Right, yes, perfect. Awesome. Terrifying, I love it. And so, with the hairy stuff, I think when we're drawing these, I want to get in here with maybe, like, even a smaller thing going on with the lines here. What if we make this, like, a 3-point? Just do what they do for the arachnophobia mode on Lethal Company and just draw the word spider. I mean, I didn't know that was a thing. They should just make spiders will still want to mate with you part of the branding. Watch the sweet, sweet pervert money rolling in. You know what? That's the thing. Like, I've been telling G Fuel forever. Give me my gamer girl liquid G Fuel and get the pervert crowd back from gamer subs. You know, like, you don't... People are not spending enough time focusing on the very real aspects of selling to perverts. I'm a porn artist usually, okay? I know well that there's money to be made in drawing things, and it requires drawing very little clothing sometimes. Granted, I then had to learn how to draw clothing, but when you know how to draw a body underneath it, that helps immensely. Let me see here. So yeah, for this I was thinking if we do like a... Let me try something here. We do just like a little bit of a whoop, and just like, yep, just like that. Little tiny, scraggly little hairies. Just enough to be like, okay, this is clearly a big, wolfy, pointy,
Time to
hairy
drink
spider.
up Breezy.
Ah!
Look at this dumb little PTuber. What's wrong?
Okay,
Pathetic
alright,
little
I'll
cat.
hydrate.
Can't
Give me a
hold
sec.
a week. Gonna wet yourself? Gonna explode all over the place? Bad
Such a
pity.
bully.
Get it together.
I'm a porn artist, might be dangerous words on Twitch. Well, I'm not doing it now. I draw, what's the word? I draw, not safe for work, how do I put this? I am an illustrator of the fine, I don't know. I do things on my own time that I don't do on Twitch. I'm allowed to do that. And thank you, I am an exotic artist. It's like I was talking to a friend of mine a long time ago. He was just like, I actually got that from him. But he said, like, like, for your information, I am a fine connoisseur of the illustrated pornographic arts. And I was like, that is the most distinguished way I've ever heard someone say I have 10 terabytes of hentai on my computer. And I use it to this day, because it's so great. But I am a purveyor of, you know, when they painted the ceilings of all of the Italian churches with all of these, you know, nude people and these people pouring things into glasses for angels, you know, they don't call that lewd. They don't call that straight. The human body is beautiful, okay? And I know Twitch is dubious about what you show on Twitch, but what I do in my own time is my own damn business. I am allowed to draw these Sistine Chapel-esque fucking paintings that I do, and they can't stop me from doing that in my own time. That is my thing, alright? Just my take on the matter. This is one of those things with like drawing human hair where I'm saying when it comes to the front-facing matter of this, we don't want it to be too busy, but we want to insinuate that there are little hairs here, so just enough to give the idea that, yeah, there's some little straggly, spidery, like, hairs going on here. Just enough, like giant long strawberries. And let me see how this would look if we get rid of that main line, too. I'm kind of curious. Ooh, yes! Perfect! That looks great. This little guideline we used gave us the means to draw those little pointy bits. It's a little fluffier, a little more going on here where it's just like, yeah, this is gonna make for a good... I'm looking at it up on the screen, too, like up on top of here in a smaller mode in a different window, and I'm like, yeah, this works. This looks really good. Girls got hobbies. Exactly! You're telling me a cis teen built this chapel? No, cis people, they don't... I don't know. It's weird. Like, I say that a lot of people, you know, if you're not queer, you're not as talented usually, but I don't know. There was a lot of, maybe something was going on with those painters of the Renaissance. I mean, I guess that's the thing. They weren't painted by the priests, you know? It would have looked like a children's, like, what do you call those things? A children's mural, you know? But no, it's just, you know, someone just fucking who knew how to paint was like, I'll draw you angelic boobies, and they're like, alright, and they commissioned them, and that's how art commissions started. Is they're like, you know what, I'm a priest, and I don't know how to draw boobies. It's like, alright, well, I've got you covered, mate, let's fucking go. And then the artist made some money, and then the priest, you know, did what priests do, unfortunately. And there you go. And then we'll just bring this up here, do a little of that. There you go. There you go. All right. So yeah, look at that. You got little nubules. This is already looking spiderish. Like, even from that distance there, looking at this image, you can see, like, there's a spider coming at you. You already know. Look at this fellow. He is coming to mate. The OG art commissions, exactly. Spider's already looking cute. Thank you, I'm glad I can bring that out in them. I'm a homoerotic connoisseur, as one might say. There you go, exactly, and that's the best. Let's come back to the spider here. Okay, so we got like, we got these legs. Oh, these legs for days. I could and should, because we're working with a little bit of depth here, make the front legs a little bit larger, I realize, so I can draw those kind of big. Let's make the legs big. And I'm just gonna actually draw them like that. Just a little bit of hairiness with consideration to the sketch lines there. Just like, nice and... There you go. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off stabilization here, just because that's gonna make me have to do it a whole lot slower. And I can just be doing this, you know? A little more jagged, a little more fun. Because I don't need to be as exact with the lines. So let's do that instead. There we go. Like, I never sign my name with that, because that's also a more jagged thing. There's times you need it and times you don't want it on, definitely. Let's get that going. Looking grand. We're getting a spider out of this. As someone who's never drawn a spider before, I think I'm doing pretty damn good, actually. I'm gonna give myself props on this one. So bring this down here, yada yada, you got the little feetsies. And as we've learned from those close-up pictures on the, I believe it was on my Discord, someone shared that, they got little paws. Give them little paws. There you go. Little feets. Got a little mister with little feets down here. And that's, it's friend-shaped, exactly. Paws! Absolutely. They got little paws. Look at them. It's like, yay! Little feets! Yeah, that's looking spider-like already. We're learning so much. This is my first 8-legged woman I've ever drawn, and you know, it's new to me. It's new to me. Always drawing new ladies, or males. I don't know how spiders work. So we got this, we got the little, oh yeah, they got like them tiny eyes down there too. We could draw more. Yeah, more eyeballs. Let's fucking go. Looks like he's smiling too. He's like, hee hee. Like that's how it looks on the picture I'm looking at here too. He got a lot of eyeballs. God damn, dog. Though actually, arguably, it's more like up in the middle, like kind of coming down at the sides. Then it almost looks sad. That's okay, because it's got the big happy little fuzzy mouth on the bottom, so we know it's doing okay. We know it's doing alright. Well, there you go. Perfect. Awesome. So there's the eyeballs. We'll draw some details on those later, but for now we're just gonna do like a little bit of, okay, this is coming up here, it's coming around there. You got like a little bit of stuff going on there. I'm just gonna put that into the sketch just so I have it. A little bit of play down here and stuff, and it's like, yeah, okay, great. That's, there you go. A little bit around there, and yada yada. Because, you know, spiders, they got those little patterns on them. You know, I'm not going to go too into it, but it's going to get a little darker around there, and I want that to be a note. So, there's that. That's good. No problem. Back to the vector lines here. Let's do, if we can, a little bit more with the... God, that leg should actually move over a bit, now that I think of it. So let me do the counting here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 legs there, and that's part of the right side. So... yeah, this can actually come a little
Time
bit
to
further
drink up
forward.
Breezy.
Ow!
Look at this dumb
Jesus
little PTuber. What's wrong? Pathetic little cat.
Okay, I'm
Can't hold
hydrating.
a
Leave me
weed.
alone.
Gonna wet
Leave me
yourself?
alone.
Gonna explode all over the place? Bad kitty, get it together.
UFO Breezy, let's fucking go. That's right, I can fly. You didn't know I could do that, did you? Alright, so let's take that and make this a little bigger. We're going for a dramatic effect of distance here. Look at that thing. It's like this foot's just, it's coming. It is running. It wants us. I hit cancel for no reason. Bring this up here. It's because I made a mistake. There is a reason. Actually, if we consider that fact, we can learn more about ourselves and how we operate if we just admit that we, you know, can make mistakes. Anyway, so this is gonna come up here. We got the rest of that leg just kind of doing its stuff. Like, actually, no, not like that, because the direction is going up here. There we go. All right, there you go. Perfect. Got them spidey legs going. Nice. So, that's running that way, maybe in front of this leg here, which is also kind of getting its stride in here, and it's a little bit larger as well. We're definitely working with that. Get that up here. If you had told me at any point in my life I would be spending this much time focusing on a spider, I'd have called you insane. I used to be like, just pictures of spiders used to make me like horrified. But my excuse for that is I was raised in the desert where every spider, especially if they're smaller, is going to kill you. If you see a bug, you need to very closely check its markings, which, you know, to see if it's fatal. And, you know, if it is, it'll jump up when you're looking close at it, and it'll bite you, and part of your flesh will come off, or you'll die. And I hate that. I hate that there's so many fucking venomous bugs in my place of upbringing. I'm not a fan of that. But it gave me this lifelong fear of bugs that, you know, since moving to the Pacific Northwest, I'm more okay with bugs now, because I'm like, right, this isn't gonna fucking kill me just because it's a bug. It's just a bug, you know, but where, to be fair, in my upbringing, I had to worry that every bug I saw might kill me. And that's called trauma, my friends. You don't want trauma. Trauma's not fun. I think most psychologists will agree that trauma, not a choice favorite, not for everyone. Don't get trauma until you're ready, or just don't get it at all. That's another great way to do things if you're feeling so you know, so privileged that you don't need to have trauma. Don't have trauma. If you can choose trauma or not, go no trauma all the time. Breezy's people need her. So here's the thing. Do I have my robot company build me legs, or do I have them build me like a little UFO bottom, like a little kind of like one of those old style Japanese UFOs where I'm just going woo, woo, woo. So anytime that I do rise up above camera, ask doctors if trauma is right for you. Get yourself a girl who'll wrap you up and dissolve you from the inside out. Exactly. Do leg rockets. Yo, let's fucking go. Leg rockets all day long. This is looking pretty good. I did not think that like any portion of this spider was gonna look spider-like just because I have no fucking background in spiders, but look at it. You know what, I'm also noticing a detail here that I need to fix right away. this leg needs to be smaller than the other one, as it's coming off thicker than the one that's in the front, and that's, there you go. Okay, now we're fine. Any hoozles, back to the spider. Back to the horrific fucking spider. We love them. Let's bring this down. If this is the rear leg, we can just start from here. I want to try to keep one leg at a time, just to kind of follow where we're going so I don't completely get lost. But I love how this man's is looking. Look at this little Spider-Man's. He's just doing his thing. He's just like, hi, I'm a spider. How's it going? And then it comes down here, and then we've got like the little jagged thingies over yonder. There he is, and he's got like the little boot too, the little feet, a little tiny paws, but a paws nonetheless. You know, he's got a little bit. There you go. And there's another leg. That is going so well. And there's that. Okay. And again, you know, much like the legs, a little bit of hair here and there just to show, like, he fuzzy. You know, he got that fuzz. He know what he's doing. Almost has like a little demure kind of like, please sign my things. I'm a huge fan. I'm a spider. Let's get this a little bit of that. Actually, no, not like that. Again, we're working in fuzzy lines. We're drawing a fuzzy little man's. Look at this guy. And so, you know, you just gotta give him a little bit more fuzz. A little bit more fuzz stuff going on here. They got the little head, like, yes. All right, let me check. They are that fuzzy everywhere, right? Like, they're just like... You know, it's weirdly more rounded at the top of the head, actually, but not by a ton. So I'll give it still like a little bit of floof. Just a little tiny bit of floof. Not like that. A little further out. Yeah, yeah, look at him. Look at him. There he is. Little friend-shaped man's. Look at him. Get that going here, and just like, yeah, there's that, and there's the little... Okay. And there's that. Nice is nice. Okay. There you go. Awesome's awesome. Beautiful. Love him. Perfect. Wouldn't change a thing. That's not true. I'm going to. But there's a little bit of that. And a little bit of that. Nice. Love him. Okay, so there's that. For the back of it, it has kind of this little V shape on it, and it's coloring. Sort of love that. Gonna keep that going on. A little bit of that still kind of popping through with the fuzz. It's like, yeah, cheese it, it's the fuzz! Anyway, don't listen to me. So then that's gonna come. Actually, do please. I'm a VTuber and I need you to, or everything. All my monetization goes away. And we'll bring the not the brush size. We'll bring the stabilization up again, just because I want to kind of get a rounded feel on this, and I want to kind of make this a more controlled line. Like in the back, it is still fuzzy, but it is still pretty well rounded. So I don't need to make it as like wild, but enough that it shows this is still pretty jagged. It's still doing some stuff. And can we admit that it's doing some stuff for all of us? And we're kind of thinking, hey, you know, if this is like Muffet or what's her name from Undertale and it's a tea enthusiast, maybe we're not so different and it can be hot. I can't say I have no Rule 34 of her, but you know, that's off the point. The point is, we're gonna do, yeah, this leg here. Yeah, I think I can even bring that one in a little bit. Let's do that. So for this one over here, yeah, we're gonna bring that in. Let's do, because yeah, that one's gonna be, there's so many tiny little segments that I never noticed on spiders. Again, because, you know, I never really looked at them up close, but we're learning today. We are learning a lot about spiders. Those who don't care for spiders have probably tuned out, but I thank you all for being brave with me here. Let's go ahead and give this a little bit of a little, yeah, just like little my man's doing this. There you go. Right, I gotta turn off the stabilization a bit. There we go. We're just gonna give that a little bit more of that. There we go. And legs. Legs for days, at least 8 of them. Well, they have leg for days. Legs for any multiple of 2 at least. Or I guess at most, if we're doing that. It doesn't matter. Hey, Earthbound, I love this game. It's kind of sad. I tried to stream this game, but like, God, I had one troublemaker. This was like before I knew how to use my friends' like mutual, like, you know, asshole filters. And people were coming in saying like fucked up shit. And it was just like such a goddamn mood killer that I just fell off of it, and I'm like, fine, we can't have nice things, this sucks. But like, I want to go back to it at some point and actually, you know, play it. Again, it's such a good game. I just wish it was as enticing as I remember it being, like, before, you know, the like, back in time world and the Gigas stuff, because it's a little long, and apparently Mother 1 is even longer. The best Mother game, Mother 3. I'm sorry, I think that one is the one that held up the best. Like, it's such a good game. It's fucking ridiculous. Spiders are cool, apparently. Undertale AU, where the Muffet is just a real wolf spider.jpg. Oh god. You think they would have an Australian version like that? Or do they? I think of them like crabs a bit too, if it helps. That's the thing, coconut crabs don't freak me out, and neither do crayfish. They don't read as bugs to me for some reason. Spiders are very cute when they aren't in my immediate space, though. That's true too. Spiders truly are just one of nature's many attempts to create the crab. I guess so. Crab is the perfect one. The crustaceification, what's the word? Carcinization? I don't know. But become as crab, we all do. Yeah, that was it. Carcinization. Form of convergent evolution in which one non-crab crustaceans evolve into a crab-like body plan. It all comes to crab. There is a word. There's always a good word for it. Sometimes you gotta get out of it. Because here's another thing. Crab mentality is a loose English translation of a phrase that had a phrase that we didn't have for it, which is essentially pulling someone down when, you know that you can't get out. You're like, you're getting fucked over too, bucko. Crab mentality is very real and not very discussed in like a lot of early things, because it's like, what do you call this? To be fair, my favorite crab isn't a crab. What is it then? I'm curious. But like, you know, there's this whole concept of like, you know, pulling people in. Crab is ideal body, absolutely. But like, crab mentality is so real. Like, a lot of people are just like, I got screwed over, so you will too. If I ain't getting out of here, you're staying in this bucket with me, and they pull them back in when you're doing that. A horseshoe crab. Oh yeah, those are the ones that look like giant trilobites, right? I think I know the ones you mean. Those are neat. Little Kabutos looking motherfuckers coming on in to do their stuff. Just all of this hair, all of this man's little spidey hairs coming in here. Yeah. Chrono Trigger! I fucking love Chrono Trigger, y'all. I love that game. One day I am going to play it again. I know that like Wife City's played it before, but even ever since I broke off that channel, it's like I gotta do it on my own channel too. I'm such a fan of that game. I love it. That is a childhood favorite, and it's still amazing. Toriyama did the artwork. You got some amazing game composers on the music. It was a dream team of all the people involved in it at the time, and you just can't recreate it. It's so good. Like, come on. Found out about cheerleader crabs, which hold anemones in their claws to protect themselves. That's interesting. I'd never considered that. That's so weird. Never considered. I'd never heard of it. There's a difference between those things, Breezy. But yeah, that's kind of neat. What a bizarre thing. I just hadn't heard of that. Tiny little paws. Little spider paws. It's looking like a spider! I've never drawn a spider, and I am knocking this shit out of the park. I'm proud of me. Again, work with references. The best advice you'll get from an artist. You know, if you don't know a subject or you don't know what something looks like, look that shit up. Just fucking, you know. That, but if it made sense and was a sentence made out of words, you do that, right? Exactly. Perfect. Let's do slightly wider swaths on that. We're getting a little too in our heads here, though I do like the sheer amount of fuzz. It is a very real thing. But yeah, though, like, my god, when you look at, like, the people who were behind Chrono Trigger, it's like, damn, my mans, what the fuck? It's so good. And, like, I've never played Chrono Cross, and I want to, but I'm worried, you know, I'm trying to go in going, like, not expecting it to be Chrono Trigger 2, you know? Because a lot of people are, like, they're let down by that, and they're like, oh, I thought this was gonna be, like, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if you're not expecting the masterpiece that Chrono Trigger is, and you're just taking it on its own, I hear it's fine. So I'll probably do that at some point, too. That might be fun. Really need to get better at emulation, though, for anything that hasn't been released on PC. Because, my god, I have so much trouble with emulation. You've seen it, you know. Giant jumping spiders are so cute. Yeah, until they jump in your face and it's like, ah! God, they look so funky. Emulation hurts my brain. No, yeah, emulation is insane. I don't know how anyone figured that shit out. It's a perfected art and I don't know how the hell it works. Need me some anemone pom-poms to shake at dangerous idiots. That's a really good sentence to just say out loud in the middle of a bus station and have people, like, back away from you. Like, without context, that is amazing. Let's do... yeah, Moradus. This is really coming together. I wasn't expecting to be this far along this quick. We're at, like, what are we? We're, like, only, like, an hour and a half into the stream. Look at us fucking go! See, this is the level of growth that I have achieved over time. I am just knocking it out of the park. So again, I'm gonna start taking my own advice, as, again, I have not been for a bit. Rotate this, make it a little easier, huh? Huh? Can we do that? Can we just give it a little bit of love? Anyone else here really enjoy it? Oh my god, back on Wife City, I did do, again, talking about the old channel here, I did do the 60 FPS version of Star Fox on the SNES. Oh my god, it makes it fucking impossible. I did beat it with, like, a lot of saving and a lot of, like, really bad runs. But that game is not meant to run that quick and everything bugs out, and it's so hard when it's running that quick. But it's the only way I can play it now, because the old one is so slow. You're so aware that even with the Super Effects chip, it's like you can see it chugging, and you're like, ugh. Modern amenities and, like, quality of life things in video games has made me completely unable to do this. Like, I just can't do it. That's... yeah, okay, we'll do a little of that. A little bit of that. There we go. Looking nice. Looking grandiose. Okay. So there's a spider. There's probably... oh no, we got one more leg. We have one more leg. I know, it's enticing narratives here on EazyBreezyTV all the time. Just me talking absolute meaningful stuff constantly. You love the knowledge I bestow upon you. Yes, I truly speak like an intellectual. Okay, so there's that, and we got that one. Let's get rid of this extra line. We're running just in here. Okay, all right, so get out of here. Nobody needs you, line. We're just gonna make a little booty here for the little guy, little man's. Should I? Oh no, it's good there. There it is. Look at him. Look at that. All right, that's gonna be a little bit of a stocky kind of spikiness up front here as well, just to be consistent with the other end here. To my knowledge of spider construction, that's pretty damn good. That looks like for the first spider I ever drew, I love it. He wants to be friends. He does! The only thing I've emulated in like a decade in the past, Fate Extra games with PBS SPP, and I don't think I ever gave me issues. No, yeah, I mean, it was easier too, weirdly, on my laptop, just like running, I wasn't streaming it, but just like running some like PSP games, I guess. Anything where it comes into like actual CDs, though, is like, you're running the ISO and yada yada, and like, will it run at a decent rate, and like, how optimized it was. I was surprised I couldn't get Guitar Man running earlier. Like, that's not a difficult game to run, but as soon as the gameplay started, it was like, I just slowed to a fucking crawl, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, it's insane. Okay, so what I was thinking for the hand here, like, just for this motion, is just like, this is going like, let me see if I can make this happen. If we do a little of like, it's like dashing lines here. Whereas we can just kind of create a blur there. Can I, though, get rid of, there we go. There it is. There we go. Just a little bit of speed lines there, like, ah! Because remember, we're running for our goddamn life. This is a, like, we're not good with spiders, we're having a bad time. There you go. It's a very tiny hand. I'm not gonna draw the fine details, don't care. That's perfect. We're running. We are just getting the fuck out of here, right? Only... No, I'm not gonna draw both directions, that's fine. the arm is swinging. We're running, but that arm is swinging at like an immense rate. So that's gonna be where that is. This is more like kind of like leggings. I don't know if I want to make the, because like that was the thing too. What I was working off of was actually someone like running, so that reference didn't really take into account like traditional pants. So I think we're gonna do that. Let's give her like actual ass pants. Let's do brush size back to a 4 here. Turn up our stabilization. Oh, I've never played this. That's I don't know, I can't read it. God damn it. I need to brush up on my Japanese, I really, really do. There's that. Not like that, not like that. Let's do... yeah. More... I like how it shows off the butt, though. There we go. A little bit of a tab on those pants, you know. Nice little, like, there's consideration for these might be, like, jeans or whatever, and... that'll be good there. I like that. Get rid of that, get rid of these. Looking alright, looking good. Okay. Now you've got pockets. They're fake pockets because we are female and where pants don't have
Time to
pockets
drink
for
up
some
Breezy.
reason. Ah!
Look at this dumb little PTuber. What's wrong? Pathetic
Just a
little
moment.
cat. Can't hold her wee. Gonna wet yourself? Gonna explode all
Give
over
me
the
a
place?
second,
Bad
I'm
kitty, get
drawing
it together.
pictures. Okay, so that's gonna be just like year. There it is. Okay, perfect. Yes. Oh yes, you're making me want it. So there you go. There's some pants going all right, going great. Maybe like some lining on the seams here. It's like a little bit of riveting there. Riveting, I know. And then that's gonna come to a stop up here, kind of run down that way. Just down here, like, whee! Perfect. Everyone loves it. Everyone's judging you, Breezy. No, they love you. Bring this down here. Yep. There you go. There's jeans. Perfect. Nice. Wonderful. But there's our pants. Those are pants. They work. They look nice. Who don't love some pants? And then I'll go ahead and I guess maybe top those off right around here. Just like that. Just like a little, like, here's the bottom of your jeans, right? Here's just, that's, there. I guess it'll come to around the tongue of that, and also similarly be kind of swooshing. That's too much swoosh. I think we got like a little too much swoosh there. Bring down the swoosh. This is a quote directly from me, ASNESBO, aka EazyBreezy. Bring down the swoosh. It sounds political, but in reality, it's just drawing advice. We must bring down the swoosh. No swoosh. No springs. God, there's an art. That was like the last time I streamed art, wasn't it? Was that the time that I drew, like, Bobby Hill's head on Tails? The Sonic's friend? Was that when that happened? I don't know. There's like an old TikTok about it, but I haven't drawn on stream in a long time. I'm glad we're getting back into it, though. What can I say? I have just been so very gifted with being busy with comms that it's been a separate thing from streaming, but it's been really good. I do a lot of art. It's really fun. Oh, how fun it can be. I mean, this is you can feel the tension here. You can feel the movement, right? Look at this shit. Even on non-Saturday streams, rapid hydrate. No, yeah, I mean, the only difference is I'm allowed to leave if I need to. But frankly, I'm doing okay. If anything, I kind of just need the hydration because I'm not great about that in the morning sometimes. I do still want to emphasize the background here, so I am going to go ahead and take some lines here, just make these, probably, it doesn't need to be another vector line, but I will anyway. Let's make this just a little bit more... There we go. Still give us the depth here of the hallway. We are being chased down a hallway by a spider, right? But it's just like, yeah, there you go. Gives us that little realm of depth here where it's like, we are... This is going on. Like, he is coming. He is ready to go. That spider is coming to destroy this person. Or at least to mate with them, as would suggest the perfume that she's wearing, and it's not worth it. It really isn't, right? So you gotta be careful when buying anything with spider pheromones in it, alright? Now look up the names of them, and next time you go to Sephora to buy yourself a lotion, I'd have a look into seeing if you're wearing some spider fuck chemicals, okay? There we go. Close enough. So there you go, here's the hallway, get rid of that line right there. And vector lines are your friends. Also, we do not need the sketch anymore, so we can get rid of that. There we go. Alright, so for this, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and give these some flats. Figure out how we're going to do this. I want to make... Let me see here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just like figure out what the area here is going to be. It's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to need to get rid of like... Let me just go ahead and get rid of some of those concepts there. We'll work it out. I'm going to give this a little bit of a... Probably on another layer there. Just cap these off a little bit. Just like so. I can select something correctly for once in my gosh darn life. There we go. Make that like... No, not like that. No. Oh, no. Here you go. Okay. Get rid of that and draw these little areas off just to kind of shut them off, close them. Because I don't want to, you know, I don't want that to be an issue. But I should be able to do this, and here's how I do it. There's a better way to do it that's like a little selecty thing, which I'm going to try now, but I don't know if I've ever really figured out how to do it. There's like a selection here. I don't want to shrink the selection. There's like a thing you can do with like, in this software anyway, where you select an area and it will like kind of fill it in. I don't know. I'm really bad at that. Making that happen, so it's its own little thing. But we're gonna try to do this, where I say, hey, let's just take the outside area here and make it something else. And then we will fill the difference in. I'll figure it out someday, I will. Let's do... new layer here, just a roster layer. Again, this is one of the few places I'll say don't do as I say, because I know I'm doing it wrong, but I've just been too lazy to look up how to do it. So take in that negative space there, and go, okay, from here, everything within here, if I select the portion within it on only that layer, only to refer to editing layer, we're just going to fill these in. These will be our flats. We can fill these in from another layer, right up here. And then we'll just make that like, I don't know, I assume she shops at Sephora, which sounds pretty white to me. Kind of a, like, oh, look at me, I have time to be on YouTube and wear lotion. So, I'm gonna go ahead and, that sounds pretty privileged. I'm gonna go ahead and make her white, give her like a little bit of color here, just a little bit of like, we a human, we have skin. And then we're just gonna do, oh yeah, you know what, if I'm, no, you know what? I gotta get rid of that. I gotta get rid of some of that. Let's do... I gotta fill some of that in. That's on me. Let's do it in post. So, get rid of that. Let me move back over here and take that portion out there. Little bit of cleanup here. Just that. No. You want to work off of all of the layers. There you go. Perfect. Now that will be red. Grab that over yonder here, and fill it in. Now that we've done that, now we can select this just from the editing layer. We select you, we choose you! Pokemon stuff. Remember Pokemon? I do. That was a long time ago. I'm old. Nah, it's still going on. It has a Simpsonian amount of this is never going away. Only with Pokemon, it's like, I'm okay with that. That's fine. The Simpsons can end, though. It's needed to end for a long time. Alright, so there we go. There's our flats. We can work off this. Giving me back my little action lines, like, woohoo! But from here, here's the other fun thing, another place where I can give you a little bit of info here, which I need to actually move this over to show you because I'm blocking it. Or actually, let's just go ahead and get rid of me for a second. Basically, what you see here is behind me, we've got this little area that is me losing where the pen is. Pen is, having to restart my thing here because it lost the pen again. Fun. There we go. And then let me show you the layers here. So if you don't know, you might be new to this. Let me open this up. So down here, we've got a little thing up here in these options that I'm highlighting above the layers, where we have these flats here on a raster layer for our base of like, this is what we're painting on. That's important because if we make another raster layer here, and we give it this little kind of like lines over a shadow thing, this one right here, if we select that, what happens is now what we paint on here will only apply to the flats underneath it. So if I take on red here and I color over that, boom, see, it only covers that. That is the biggest fucking time saver in the world when you're just trying to color something and you don't need color in the lines. We don't work with technology to do things like an ancient painter. That's not how we do shit. We do it to have more possibilities. Using a tutorial I made, the lasso tool fills the color in for you. It's pretty convenient. Oh, well, there you go. The Simpsons has been on a rapid decline since season 8. I agree. Ever since the Goat Riders ran off to make Mission Hill. Let's see, so do you want to make her blonde? What do you think? I don't know, maybe. Also, I realized this spilled over a little bit. Why don't we actually take this in by, like, what would I do? Area scaling by 2. Let's take some of that off. Not like that, not like that at all. Let me get in here. Let's take a little of that off of that. And delete some of that excess stuff there. That looks good. Okay. But yeah, let me go ahead. One way it's equal to when the hand is weird and when you flip the canvas, when the pen gets lost. No, yeah. It's one of the most exciting arcs of the story, truly. So this girl, I think she's blonde. I think we'll make her blonde. That's what we're gonna do. So with the hair is fun. I'm gonna do the flat colors, but then I'm gonna show you all the fancy shit that I do with lighting. First things first, let's do the hair. I'm gonna do like a pretty basic blonde, nice little kind of light yellow here. Where'd I go? I'm gone. Let me bring me back. Now that I've shown you the thing you needed to see. Also, I'm floating. Camera? There you go. My goodness. Okay, let me bring me back here. Breezy. All alone in the moonlight. Okay. So here we are, we're bringing this pen size down a lot, and in fact, I'm actually just gonna go ahead, turn the tolerance up a little bit, and the area scaling, I'm gonna keep it down to 2 so it doesn't break out of there. But just fill this in. Maybe do like some manual filling in with a pen if we need to, but it looks like that's covering those lines pretty darn well actually, so I'm not too worried about that. Just the little areas like here, you know, just fill that in. You don't need to spend more time than you need to here. It's one of those, like, a lot of people are like, oh no, fill it all in manually. It's like, dog, I've got a life and shit to do, okay? So no, I'm not gonna do that. Leave me alone. And then I'm gonna run back down to the flats, of course, take some of this out. There's a little bit of excess that stayed with it. I'll just take that out there. Though what I will actually do while we are on the flats layer is take some more skin here and put it down here so we have a little bit more hair.
Time to wake up Breezy. Look at this dumb little P-tuber. What's wrong?
Why are you filling me with the liquid? I don't need it.
Gonna wet
It's
yourself?
unnecessary.
Gonna explode all over the place? Bad kitty, get it
Get rid of
together.
that. Nice. Alright, so I'm gonna run on up here into this thing here. We're like doing the... Granted, I might have put some of the hair coloring on the wrong layer. It's fine, it's fine, it's a learning experience. Okay, so we're just gonna, that's the thing, you can color this all in because it's not getting anywhere else, only on the skin, right? So that's amazing. It only goes where the color is. And then we'll throw that on here as well. A little bit of here, a little bit of there. Let's do that correctly. Run it up here. Very, very nice. Looking grandiose. Perfect stuff. Oh, and then that one too. So, we'll do the shading and the highlights later, but that's hair. There's some hair for you. It's looking amazing. Let's get a little bit in here too, just to, there. Hey, that's hair. Everyone, that's hair. I'll probably just make the eyebrows the same color. Yep. There she is. The mouth, I'm realizing, is a little bit thick. Again, vector lines, fun. Pull it down a bit to like 2. Let's do 3. Let's actually do 3. So I feel like that's still like a little bit too much. There you go. That will do. I also think the teeth need to be curved a bit more. Perfect. So there she is. She's looking great. Eyes. Eyes are fun. Let me show you how we do eyes. Anything that's going to be white, the whites of eyes, the whites of anything that isn't a perfectly exactly bleached anything. Try to not make anything that's white an exact white. If you do that, there are no highlights, there's no, like, you know, difference in lighting. You can't go whiter than white. So what I will do usually for eyes is I'll bring this to, like, not all the way to the corner here where it's outside the box, you see, but I'll bring this little indicator just inside of the square here, just inside that corner where there's a little bit of color, and bring that down to like a light blue. And this creates the illusion of a white, but it's an off-white. It's not like deep, deep white. So I can put some shine on these eyeballs and it'll look amazing and it'll pop. But this will still read as white to everything else on this particular color palette, so let's throw that on there. Looking pretty darn good. I love it. It's beautiful. And then we're just gonna do the same here, kind of round it out to assume there's like kind of an eyeball here, and connect those dots however you see fit. I'll figure there's like a nose here kind of running up this way, but it's not really gonna get in the way from this angle. So we'll just bring this out here, we'll fill this little sucker in, and there you go. There you go. We're looking grand. Let's do the eyes now. So for me, again, I don't usually do the pupil at this size, but I'm like, you know, when we're bringing it down into the scared area, I do still kind of want to show my method here. So for the eyes, what I will often end up doing, if I can bring this down just a little bit even, yes, is essentially I will put the color like in here, and depending on the picture, sometimes I'll just fill this in with black, sometimes I'll make it just a really dark version of the color of the eye. Really depends, because especially here, I'm not going to have a lot of room to airbrush a ton of difference in how we do this. I can also actually, that's the other thing, I can bring the one on the left here, this eye, a little bit inward too, because this is at an angle and this is the middle of her eye. So again, considering these are all the little tiny things you notice when you get into the little minute details, I know. So let's go ahead and take like a light blue. I think she got like blue eyes, maybe blue-green eyes. Let's give her my eyes. And we're gonna make that like, not super bright, but just bright enough. And make that like there. There it is. Very nice. Well, I'm drawing lines, aren't I? That's not what we want to do. I want to color these. Move over to our coloring level here. Let's do, and you usually want to make like different layers for coloring on this, but like I'm, you know, when I'm doing an instructional thing, I tend to just be very like, you know, I'm not doing anything hyper elaborate. It's not going to be an issue. So pick your poison with that. So there's this, get this filled in, looking nice, just like, yeah, there it is. I actually want to make that darker, much darker. Again, never an exact black, but just enough to bring it to, like, dark so that we have room to add shadows and etc. and other fun things later. But there's some eyes, there's her, she's freaked out, she's not loving this situation. Now we've got that. Let's do the mouth again. You know, you got like a dark red for the mouth, somewhere kind of in the middle here. Nothing too crazy. The mouth isn't that fancy. I'm gonna also take the eyeball white as the color we took in that top area there for the teeth. Just put that there, and a lighter pink for the tongue, somewhere around here. You can really vary it up. The body it has a lot of different colors in it, and everyone's different, so you can play with it. No one's gonna be like, that's not what a tongue looks like, why am I done nuts? I've been dead for years. You know, so that's fine, that is fine. I imagine she will have plugs that match her eyes, you know, really brings out the color of them. I love that. That's a nice little detail you can just throw in there. For this, I'm also noticing a little bit more spillover still in this layer yonder here. So let me take some of that out here so it is not distracting from the image. There you go. Perfect. Wonderful. So there she is. What color shirt? I was thinking of lavender. Would that look good with the yellow, maybe? Hey, Redacted Cat, what's up? We meet yet again. How you doing? How are things going? TMNT, Turtles in Time, OST, based. Hell yeah. No, yeah, we just have like a bunch of 3 hours of upbeat Super Nintendo music from SNES Drug playing. It's a really good backdrop to doing art. But yeah, thank you for coming on down. I don't usually do art streams. This is usually something separate of my streaming, but I'm happy to be doing it again. It takes a little bit of setup, but it's always fun to kind of show where I'm at with my stuff. This started as a sketch, and now we're making this because someone shared a little image. There was someone commenting commenting on Reddit, I guess, that they had a Sephora cream that was attracting spiders. Turned out to have pheromones in it that attract male spiders. So I was like, this is what I'm thinking. She was like, I'm running left, I'm running right, and it's running after me. So I'm like, we need to make this. I need to make this a real thing. Going okay, just taking a day slow, got some friend in Quake 1, and it was magical. Let's fucking go! That's so great, too. I kind of miss having, like, little LAN room situations, or even just playing, like, on local hardware with people. What happened to the good old days? Why am I getting older as I talk? You know, so that's its own thing. I actually... God, is this crazy to do now? I want to make this shoe bigger. I want to make that larger. I'm gonna, you know what, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna be crazy, I'm gonna be insane. Let's make it larger. Let's change that shoe. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Change That Shoe. Change that shoe, change that shoe. Oh, can't, fucking goddamn me, okay. Yeah, I'll just select all of these little details and we'll make this a little bit bigger, because again, we're exaggerating size here to show depth. The human body doesn't have a lot of depth, but the scenes they're in certainly do. Let's make this like... Gosh, maybe... that?
Time to drink up Breezy. Look at this dumb little
face.
PTuber. What's wrong? Pathetic little cat. Can't hold her weight.
Yeah,
Gonna wet
I
yourself?
think, yeah.
Gonna explode all
That
over the
looks more
place?
natural
Bad
like that.
kitty. Get it together.
Let me see here. Was online friend, did coop stuff. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. I'll hydrate in a sec. Let me just perfect these little lines here, or I'm gonna go insane over them again. We know how long the shoes took. Oh, so long did the shoes take. There's that. A little bit wider. There you go. Wider. Get that out of our way. Perfect. Lovely. Looking amazing. Okay. Oh, for a minute I thought this was something from Secret of Mana, but this is romancing... I can't read it, but it's something, and it's not that. It's a different game. It's not true. It never happened. It's false. Let's fill this one in here a little bit. There you go. Bigger feet. Big feet, because we're running for... Yes, that looks so much better. Hell yeah. These are the things you realize later than you should in the process. It's especially why, you know, like, whenever anyone's like, you know, hey, could I suggest an edit to the drawing? If you commission me, and you say in the drawing, like, in the sketch or the line phases, can we do something with this? You are a saint, thank you. That's when I want to hear it. It gets so much harder later on to do that, or to make any changes, so it's like, please, let me know what you want. Let's get this up here. Like, I will make those changes, but it's like one of those, like, just, you know. Let's keep it fairly simple. Thanks for noticing me. There you go. Perfect. Very, very nice. Yes. Alright. Let me do that hydrate now. My apologies. Oh my god, I'm so hydrated and ready to do this. Oh, I also noticed a little friend here. We've got a straggler. Let's get rid of that extra layer. There you go. Okay. So there's that. We'll clean up for that edit. And yeah, we got a leg, we got feets. Look at them feets. God damn those feets. And there that is. Let me go ahead now and say this is a great time for us to... assuming I'm not completely falling off of my mind here. There you go. Falling off my mind. What am I saying? I am insane today. This is very fitting music, isn't it? Ah! Let me give her like a lavender shirt. I think it's something like a purple. Just like a nice little kind of nice. Maybe even more muted though. Something a little bit darker. Look good. It's not the thing I want to work on here. There we go. Yeah, I think that's a good color there. Let's do that. Maybe get a little more play up in that color, but I can set how it is. It doesn't need to be super complicated. It is not the subject. If I was drawing woman wears amazing shirt, I would put in the fine details, maybe even like hyper rib up that area where the collar is. No, but not for this. The point of this is we are running from a giant fucking spider, and that spider is more the thing that we're focused on. That is the subject of this story. Can I take these lines here and just vector erase that off? Yes, we can. I love vector layers so much. Jonathan Frakes movement? I don't know what that is. Hoping your night is going good so far, by the way. Glad catching your stream. No, yeah, it's always good to see you. I forget how I found you, but like I've been popping in every now and again. Usually I'm just lurking, but when I can, I love to like, you know, we raid over to your place or I'll like kind of throw you on a bit. And I just love kind of popping in. You have a wonderful energy and I love seeing you. So you're one of the few places I go like, yeah, I wanna hang out here for a bit. And I really love your stuff, so that's why we keep showing up. Let's do... Right, I missed a little bit of erasing there. There you go. Here we are. That's good. Let's make that a little bit more inward here. Just a little more... Yeah, you go. Awesome. Nice. Let me try some... I think we're looking like maybe some black skinny jeans. Oh, Jonathan Frakes is the X Factor guy. Oh, okay. Something strangely entertaining. Okay. Alright. I see. Yeah, I haven't seen that show. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, so for black jeans, you know, they're always a little bit worn. Again, we don't work in perfect dark here. Things have tones and hues and brightnesses and all that other stuff in nature. So let's just do that. No, that's purple. That is the opposite of what we want. We want to go down here. Yes. Maybe even a little bit brighter. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. Very, very nice. Awesome. So let me fill this one thing in here and all the other fun junk. Get this running really, really nice. It's looking good, my friendos. Alright. Hold on a moment. Okay, I had to check to make sure I didn't accidentally do something really stupid. Okay. And so let's give these pants, these wonderful little pantalones here, a little bit more color down here. Again, this is made easier by the fact that we are working on a mask layer here to only hit this portion here, so we're not constantly overshooting. So we're just gonna fill that in right there. Yes, perfect. Fill her in. All right. Those are pants. Very, very nice. Again, the shading and highlighting will come after we've done a little bit of color work on her and the spider and everything, but I think this is gonna look great by the end. Really loving this. Again, never drawn a spider, ever. And look at this man's, look at this dude's. Look at him. He's ready. I mean, you know, she's putting out the pheromones. She's going like, hey, spider, how's it going? Come on in, the water's fine. I know it's cold out there in the winter. I'm gonna keep you warm at night. And the spider's like, oh yeah, let's go. And it's like, wait, that's not what I meant. And she's running away. You know, she's running away from her heart because she doesn't realize like that's what she wants. She knows what she wants. She knows what she loves. She needs this in her life. I'm gonna figure she's got like some basic kind of like work loafers, you know, nothing crazy, just casual but like not crazy, just like some brown loafers, something kind of like just like that, just like that. Again, we're gonna fill that in with a little bit more love there, but whoop, there you go, very, very nice. Alright, I'm also gonna make those like dark souls as well. Dark souls. Anyway, fill that in there. Give that a little bit of love. Perfect. Nice. Awesome. Okay. There we go. You ain't... No, not like that. Fill that in. A bit of that. Yes. We got some dark here. Yeah, let's go. Again, not total black. We need to be able to make shadow, so everything works in different amounts and stuff. Get rid of... There you go. Alright. And look at that! Look at that. We are realistically running from spiders. Let's give that a little bit more love, though. Yeah, I gotta make that smaller. A little bit of detail in here, and just like... There you go. Okay. Alright. Perfect. That looks great. So we're running. We got some... actually... Oh, wait. Hold on a minute. Don't get ahead of yourselves now. Let's do a little of that. Fill in these little tiny... And I want to make it a little bit brighter at the top for this portion of the shoe. Give that a little bit of love as well. Just nice little... You know, nice little stuffs. There you go. Beautiful. Actually, hold on, I gotta went a little overboard there. There it is. Very good, very good, very beautiful. Have you ever wished you were a horse? I haven't yet, but there is a chance I might in the future. Deep in their heart, everyone craves to fall asleep in the fuzzy paws of a giant wolf spider. I don't know if I've gotten there either, but again, my life is young. Who knows? Crazy things might happen. I might reach a point of want that I didn't know before, and realize there were things I wanted that I didn't really see at first. I didn't see the potential, and then I'll look back and go, how did I not start with this? How was this not my ultimate goal the whole time, to attract spiders? I didn't know what joy it could bring me, but for the time being, I don't know, I'm still figuring things out. So there's that. The spider's harder to call. Like, with the color of this little man's here, I'm gonna give him, like, see, we're working with, like, so many different shades of brown. I don't want to go super duper ham on the coloring here, but I will also say it would be a good idea to use maybe, like, a rougher palette here. And let's give that, like, dark red-brown, kind of that area. That looks good. Kind of like, yeah, just like that. I don't really know what this is, because this has kanji in it. I downloaded this via, like, someone's recommendation and a link, but it's a really good... you always download more brushes. Always download, like, all of these texture brushes, just to, like, mess with your coloring and stuff, because, like, there's so much. You're gonna see my favorite rendering brush, the Soul Brush, when we're doing some of the highlights. There's so much you can do with it. I used to be so, like, I use the G pen and there's nothing the hell else. But now? Like, now, though? Like, oh my god, I use so many things, you guys, it's insane. I keep losing the camera, don't I? Excuse me a moment. Where have I gone? I'm floating away! Hello? There we are. Hi! Okay, as I was now. So as you can see, we're doing a lot of stuff here, though, with all of these little brushes, and it's very convenient. I'm gonna take, like, some little dark notes here on the later ends, like, bring the brown down a bit, and bring it to, like, not like that, though, but bring it to around, like, here, and just, like, kind of fade that into there, because the lower portions of it have a little bit more color going on there. And this makes life so much easier, it really does. You know, artists even in traditional art use different brushes for a reason. It creates these illusions, these feelings of floofiness or sharpness or jagged sort of feelings. Any brush with kanji is god tier. No, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You look at artists that you love, watch them doing what they do, and take their recommendation on anything they use because that's the right answer. So you take that, you run this down here. Again, Hide channel, highly, highly recommend it. HIDE channel, they're amazing. I have learned all of my technical drawing skill from them. Run this in here. Like, I take style from a lot of different sources, but just all my basic, like, you know, technical, here's how you draw, from, like, an understanding of drawing perspective, comes from them. They have been a massive, massive help for me in learning to draw, and I really think you'll love them. So here's our guy. I think we're gonna do like a darker brown even, right where the eyes and the little markings are, because there are these areas that just really take in that pigment, just like that, and just really fill in here. There they are. Look at this little dude. Look at this man's. Look at this guy. There he is. I know I keep saying look at this little man's, but look at him, though. Right? Look at this guy. So the V was like kind of a brighter orange. I want to bring that out, I guess, just a little bit. Just like, there you go. Whoop, whoop. There it is. Nice. Perfect. Good looking dude. So for the eyes now, let's give you nice... This is where I am going to use an absolute black. Like that, you can get lost in that abyss. Let's take basic, like G-pen here. Just fill those suckers in. Just like that. There it is. Very nice. All those eyes staring at you, judging you. Anyway, but there's that. Then we're gonna go ahead and give these, well, this is where we can launch into the shinies. Let's do the highlights, or I guess we should probably start with, like, you know, probably should start with doing a little bit of shadows. I think for the spider, just because he is floofy, I'm gonna actually do that with the textured brush here and give him the, like, the shading like that. I try to make one shading layer. Usually, I mean, it depends. Some things that I draw where it's like the skin tone needs to glow at a certain red or have a certain way about it because of the lighting. That can be enticing and fun. But if we're drawing from a realistic standpoint, the different levels of brightness come from different levels of light and dark. If I make a dark layer up here, and we have that just be the, like, this is where that's going, if I can make this, like, let me see here. I want to create another layer here, if I may. Just right above there. There we go. So I'm going to make this just like 25, I do like 24, 25 usually, unless there's like a drastic difference in lighting, but just for kind of natural shadows. And I'm going to make that black. But with that little reduction on that layer of opacity, you have just a little bit of like, there you go, just like a little bit of kind of natural sort of stuff here. Again, I've created this layer as another little element over the previous thing, over the color layer as well, but it branched off of there by creating it, because it's already kind of preset to do that now. So you can just kind of, this won't go any further outside of here, because you know how hard this would be to put shadows on if you were trying to keep inside these jagged-ass lines? That would be insane. Like, nobody got time for that. You can't do that. You can't be out here doing that. It's against the rules. They'll beat you up, they'll take you away, and they'll lock you in a small room and force you to listen to, like, Broken Side. And nobody needs that, you know? You're just here to live your life, draw spiders, and have a good time. That's the idea we're going for, right? So we'll just fill this little thing in here, run this down here, give it a little bit more. But yeah, you do the shadows, then we'll do the highlights on both of these. We're gonna do the girl here right after these legs are all nice and filled in. Any brush with, I already read that. Everyone already know. Okay, all right. Also, thank you for the head pats before, Token Gun. I appreciate that. Let's run this up here. I can hardly notice myself getting head pats, I'm so in it. And this is me talking, so you know how into art I am. Get this thing going. Very nice, very nice. Look at that, mans. Oh yeah. Okay, so there's that. While we're at it, I'll just make the highlight layer just for now because, but let's do, because I want to show you how I'm going to do these eyes. This is going to be fun. I'm going to use this Soul Pen. I love this pen so much. You can download this for free. It works with Clip Studio Paint. If you look for Clip Studio Paint or CSP Soul Pen, that's like the first result. You will find it very easily, and it will connect into your thing. So I'm gonna pull this over to white, and we're gonna give this like a little, I don't even know how I want to do this. I think I'm actually gonna not tie this to that layer. I'm just gonna make it its own thing and pull it up top here because I kind of want to go over that. I kind of want to let this shine a little over that line and make these little marks. And this is not going to be as visible what this is doing at that size, but you're gonna see once I highlight some stuff here. Like if we look at the hair, what if I just start by highlighting the hair? I know I should shade it, but let me just show you what I mean by this. This thing, like just different, depending on how hard you hit it, there's like different amounts of brightness here. The swoosh of it is a little bit more natural. And if we look at this in like the bolder context of like, here's this line here, and here's this other stuff, like you can, I guess actually in this case, I will probably, should I make a separate one for her? No, that's too much work. So we'll just run this over here, and this is gonna be like this little area here. If we can just take larger eraser here. If we can just take the areas that we want to sort of be the highlight of this portion, get this like here as well, kind of on its own layer. It's still kind of a halo over the head, but like maybe with like the raising up of the bangs there, we'll have it be a little bit lower. Just not by much, but just enough. This is really fun. If we take this and get rid of the extra phenomena here, again, fancy art terms, we can just take like little portions of this out with like a tiny eraser, just like a tiny one, and just kind of take out whatever feels right. Create some little hairlines, because again, this is not going to be perfect, but we also want to say like, hey, this is going to have its own little defining qualities to assume that yes, there be hairs here, this is what it is. And then we're just going to also go ahead, hold on a moment, we're also going to go ahead and maybe just like smear this a bit, and that's going to help. Also, let me take a, where's this at here, brush, blend, take a blend here. It's huge, bring that down. And just like kind of fan that out a little bit. Just a little bit, my mams, right here. There you go. Perfect. I'm gonna make it a bit stronger on the color stretch, though. I could even make the size larger, but at the same time, I kind of love just working like this. A little bit here, a little bit there. That's actually coming out more textured, though, even than I prefer. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's instead bring this back a little bit. What if I do... Oh, here we go. Blur. Is it blur? Blend. Just regular blend brush. There you go. That'll do. I just want to take it from the edges, let it still be very highlighty from where it is, but like just create this sort of a little bit here. You can download so many different brushes for just blending. I have not super leaned into that myself, but there are so many tiny little options. People do it all in different ways. You know, there's a lot to be learned, but I just try to make it look as not artificial as I can to some degree. It's what it is, you know, you just take some time to figure out how you want this to look and just fan it out a bit, and it'll all look really nice. Phenomena, do. Soul movement? Soul pen? I love to hate kanji because they are either the most recognizable thing ever, or I recognize individual radicals because they are used in a million kanji, but good joke if you expect me to know what they mean in this configuration. No, yeah, exactly. I can see Mizu from a mile away. You can show me, you know, like, if you were going to say, like, there's several, like, not surnames, but what do you call, like, the, whenever you're saying something that's like, you know, I'm trying to remember my sentence structure here, but, anything that's like a boku, or like, you know, the less masculine variants of that. There's a lot of things that are like, yeah, this is how you're addressing like you as a person. And then there's like all the rest of them where it's like, this is a like utilized from like original Chinese, repurposed fancy fucking ness of a world of letters that I'm like, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Like, it's so hard. So every time I go back and learn all of my kanji, of all of the kana, not kanji, I learn all the kana, I go back and I look and I know how to read it, and then I look at kanji again and I'm like, dog, this is always where I fall off, because I'm so bad at it. And I think that's where a lot of people run into a struggle, where it's like, I just don't know, I can't. It's hard. Ugh, I'm whiny and I don't want to do stuff, and learning is difficult. But I'll figure it out one day. We'll get the finer details figured out one day. We'll do it. I've absorbed enough media from Japan that I basically owe it at this point to learn it. Oh, their work culture is toxic and I wouldn't be safe there because I'm queer. Listen, every place has its problems, but if there is one place that I would, due to my absorption of media, benefit from knowing a language of, that's the one. I think I am enticed enough to know and would get enough use out of it that I feel taking the time out of my life to learn the language makes sense. And that's the one. That's the language. Had to pick a really non-Romanized, intense language for it, but there you go. And I understand that once you've learned a language, learning more language is easier. Once you've learned a secondary language, that is to say, excuse me. But yeah, you know, and so this is, this too is a bit of, okay, so yeah, not too crazy, but just a little bit of light on there, a little bit of light on the hair. I'll even, and like, this is actually a bit further than I usually go, from being honest, because here's the thing, sometimes I will just take, like, here's this pen, there you go, a little bit of light, a little bit of something, a little bit of not too much, just a little bit of play on the hair, just kind of having some fun. Having the light hit it. And considering where the light would be coming from, of course. Okay, and yeah, just like that. It's like dims, dares, all of that fun stuff. There you go. Perfect. So there you go, you got some light hitting this, you got some other fun stuff happening. You don't need to make them exact shapes. Again, the less you focus on them being exact letters, the more it'll work. Like, you know, if anyone tells you, like, to please a girl, spell out the alphabet with your tongue, dog, they're gonna know, okay? Take it from me. You're gonna look down at them like I do and go, dog, are you spelling the alphabet really right now? It's not that hard. Just go at the same rate and the same up and down motion and don't stop doing it. It's that simple. I'm not a fucking Rubik's Cube. Now, let me see. So beautifully simple. Oh my god, it's coming out so cute. This one? The image or the kanji? But I mean, yeah, no, like, and here's the thing. So yeah, so here's with the eyes. We're also gonna go ahead. Let's use the soul on this too. Just a little bit of like, that's not it right there. Give me a white and just do little dots here. There's different ways of doing eye highlights. I do kind of sometimes love, I can't say much for the plot of their animes, but there is one artist, one mangaka that does, they do their highlights almost like weird little like exclamation points in a way. And it's a little convoluted, but I kind of love it. But it kind of depends. But I think more often than not, I tend to just go for like one up here, a little bit down here. It's like little kind of happy highlights on the eyeball that show that they're kind of coming from a directional consideration. Underneath that, again, if we have the shading layer here, where's that at? It's not the shading layer, where are you at? Shading layer, there it is. With this, I try to not have the highlights hit where the shading is going to, because that condescends the entire point of the fact that there's shading, there wouldn't be lighting there. Let's bring that down to like here. I'm just gonna make that a G pen, again, because we've already got the little opacity thing figured out, and just bring that up in that corner. A little bit wider at the top, sort of, just enough to kind of... And this is gonna take a few goes, as it usually does. Just bring that around. Give that a little bit of dimension, just like, there you go. Get in here, again, kind of bring it from the tip, wide, back to the tip there. And so we're gonna need to move that down. We're gonna need to move these highlights a little bit because they don't make sense. So if we put them over here... Oh no, I'm moving all the hair. I don't want that. Let's try that again. Let me give this a thing here, and let's do... Huh. You know, that highlight almost actually still works there, though. I guess I usually make the highlights a vector layer, and I probably should have done that in this case, if we're being honest, but we'll just select this separately. That's not the layer we want. Let's select that separately, and do a little bit of a moving that down. That looks good. That looks fine to me. Let's also do it over yonder. Yes, that's fine. You love my use of over yonder? I don't know where I started picking that up from, but it's a part of my vernacular now. There it is! Nice! Breezy, I have a D&D game, so I'm gonna pop off. Have fun with the rest of your stream. Thank you, I shall, and you have a wonderful D&D game. Oh my god, card models, holy shit! Giving a 1 tier 1 sub to the community, holy shit! Oh yo, see Avery's got it now, let's fucking go! Thank you so much for that! Gonna get more people in here with less ads, let's fucking go! Ads are stupid and stinky and dumb and nobody likes them. Get rid of ads by subscribing to EazyBreezyTV. Apply transformation? Yes, okay. So there you go. Let's do some of the shading. Here's the fun stuff, and honestly, I really should have probably made the coloring layer for the hair different, because that does make this easier, but I don't do anything easy. I do everything complicated. We're Complicated Breezy TV. That's the name of the channel now. That's how we do things. So let's take a little of this. Because that's the other thing too, is you want to put a little bit of shading in the hair to give it depth. So I guess sometimes it's okay to just go a little bit like, there you go. Like this is obviously casting a shadow, but there's also like a little bit of shadow in the hair, right? Just a little bit here where it's like, yeah, but it's like still coming down. I'm thinking this is probably like kind of a dead-on shadow here where it's like, alright, this is just kind of naturally broadcasting downward. I think that with this, I want this to come from like here. Like, yeah, just enough to go, like, this is clearly creating something. The hair is kind of curled in for the bangs, but it's still reaching a little bit lower than it would otherwise. I'm bringing that in here. Oh, I don't need that. That makes no sense. So that'll just actually come from down here then. There we go. This little area here, you can also put a little bit at the bottom here, because again, this hair is kind of curled in. I don't want to put a ton of emphasis on it, but enough to just kind of go, yeah, this is creating a sort of feeling of we have some thickness to the hair, it is curved in, it is serving a purpose of being a physical entity that is here and is very much real. So there that is, but we're going to do a little bit more here to show off the casted highlights, not the casted highlights, excuse me, the casted shadows from these things here, and just get this moving. Oh my god, I ran out of Super Nintendo, good lord, let me put more music on. SNES Upbeat 2? That sounds great, let's heckin' do it. There you go. Please? There you go. Alrighty. As I was. So, our gal here. More shadows. Gotta put them down here in the pointier bits. Will this play already? Please? Music? There we go. As we were. Now then. Highlights are one of those things that my brain really struggles with for some reason. No, yeah, I mean, the struggle is real. Very much so. Where am I going? Camera. Camera! It's so hard to make a camera work when you're doing this. Come on, show me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn the lights on in here and that'll help it capture me. It's gotten so dark. One moment. Let's see. There we go. Looking a little bit more visible now? I think so. Perfect. Awesome, sawsome, looking grand. One of those things that my brain really struggles for some reason. No, yeah, I mean, that's the thing too, is just you consider the light source and, where things are being casted, and it's just basically the opposite end of working with, all of the shadows, where it's like, yeah, this clearly goes here, and this over there, and it's just a matter, it just takes work. I have done entire focuses where I just focus on doing that, where I will just work on something where I'm like, my focus here is just to get the shadows right, to make this look believable and good and happy. And that can be good. Sometimes when you're having trouble with a thing, just sit down and draw a bunch of it, and that's more often what I will do sometimes. I need to draw more stuff for my patrons, I will say. I have been kind of just tits deep in a whole bunch of different stuff, and I'm working on a pretty big project right now, but I gotta make the time. I actually had an idea for a fun little loot I'm gonna work on later. So I'm gonna get that done for anyone who does indeed send money to my Patreon. I promise, I remember you, I'm getting to it. It's gonna be great. Gotta get at least one more thing out before the end of the year, right? Let's take that. Not like that quite so much. Stabilization, let's still bring you up a bit, but not all that way. God, I love the soundtrack on the Power Rangers games for the SNES, y'all. Really, really do. My gods. It was so good. I can just see running through the supermarket right now. Looking good. Alright. More for the hair here. It's coming down there. Looking pretty okay. This portion here kind of has its own little thing going on, and there's a little bit of shade cast it over there too. That's its own little number. Kind of looking like Zelda. Kind of coming out looking like Office Zelda. Don't know why. Bring this down here. That's again kind of casting a little bit of a shadow over the rest of it. That's coming down here as well. And since this is the back of the hair here, where this is all kind of bundling up, it's maybe not casting as much light right around that area. And I could even make that maybe a slightly rougher line, but I tend to pretty much divide things in an almost cel-shady manner sometimes, where I'm like, you know what, this is where the light stops. After this, nothing but darkness. And then there's, there's little things here. There's little tiny details you could add. It don't really need to be a whole ton of stuff, but just enough to show that you've considered it. And there's that. So, let's do there. It almost sounded like freedom of choice. Let's see. Just boomer breezy things. Just talking about old Devo songs while listening to ancient video game music. Just the timelier things. Alright, so yeah, here's also where I love kind of the smear concept. There was a reason we cut off these little speed lines here, not just to fill this in, however, I'm also gonna smear this. I'm gonna smear these little color lines here to show kind of a blur. That was always the plan going in, and I want to see how that'll look. I think it might be pretty great. In fact, I also need to get rid of this extra stuff here. There you go. So on this layer, that is our... No, that'll be that one, actually. Let's go ahead and grab this and just create some lines here of, speediness of... Woof, just like that. Just whoosh. Whoosh. Just like that. No, never mind. This is Duran Duran somehow.
Time to drink up Breezy. Look at this dumb little PTuber. What's wrong? Pathetic little cat.
This is not going
Can't
how I
hold
hoped it would, actually.
Gonna
I
wet
want to make
yourself?
this a stronger
Gonna
pull.
explode all over the place? Bad
Okay,
kitty,
I'll
get it
hydrate
together.
in a sec. Give me a second. Let me do actually that. Should I liquefy it? I don't think I should, no. Let's keep the color stretch up a bit. Just take the edge of that. I need a smaller brush. That's what it is. Not quite. I really want this to be like hardness go up. Let's make this go like, there you go. No, not quite like that. It's always fun finding just how you want this to be. Girls on film. How do I, I really want that to kind of zoom outward. For some reason, I'm just not loving how that works. So what I might actually go ahead and do here, and this might be insane, but I'm gonna take our soul pen here, put this on a transparent here on the left, and then just use that. And just kind of blend it inward. Right? Ah! Kind of? Almost. I don't know about that, but I think we're getting somewhere. Let's do a little bit of smaller brush. Go. That works. That's cute. I like that. Then I can like kind of spread that one out a bit though still too. Just like that. Ah! Why do you throw things at my face? What have I done to deserve this? You're so mean. Everyone's making fun of me. Let me get my little spready doobler here. Ah yes, the spready doobler. Is this the one I'm looking at? Is that it? That might be it. Yeah, there it is. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. Boom. Boom zoom. That's how we do things. And just create a little bit more lines in the outward direction here. There are some speed lines here. We've blurred it, we've taken some away, we're putting some out here, just like whoosh. Just like wha-bam. There's nothing like running from a spider, right? This is just, we gotta book it, we're getting the hell out of here. And yeah, so that's its own thing. And there you go. We were running from that. Let's do a little bit of, what do I do with the arms here? I guess, you know what, we should finish the shadows, is what we should do right now. NBA Jam! Y'all have been pelting me. Here, I'm drinking some water too. I forgot to do that. Oh, that was loud! Water bottle, why? Alright, so here she is. I'm really loving how the hair turned out. I'm really happy with that. Let's give this a little bit, like, boobs are fun. It depends where you're lighting them from. You could, I'm about to do a study on that of just like different positions of boobliness, as one does. If I can do this dark thing here, it's a bit larger. Woo. But that's all gonna be down here. There we are. I think that, like, I'll have to kind of cut it off. Hey, Donkey Kong Country! I'll have to kind of cut this off where it's going to be just kind of like, this is the slope here, this is where it kind of comes to. You know, if you can find a good slope, that is. And just kind of create a natural curvature around the boobliness. Just like that. The boobliness. Again, talking in master painting terms, I know. It is, it sounds a little complex, but, you know, it really isn't all of that. It's not too hard to pick up on. Truly, the masters of their age knew these terminologies, and they worked with them, they made them happen, but, you know, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. There we go. Just, no. Gotta find that, like, natural sort of breaking point here where that just kind of comes to a point. And it's gonna take a little time. There you go. There you go. Okay. How do I want to do that? Shadows are fun. You gotta find out, like, where things are going. What's happening with them? How's your friends doing? How's their shadows working? There you go. Is that still kind of a curvature of the shirt to consider? That comes in here. Not like that. That's so huge. Why did I make that so large? There you go. Nice. Awesome. There's some boobs. Looking grand. Let's get a little bit of a shadow behind here. Get a little bit going on under this. And there's gonna be some going from the arm too, just like down here. Like this is the, you know, we're working off of a little bit of an assumption that hey, there's some light happening here, and it's real, and it's in your face. That spider looks really good. Thank you. Yeah, like this little man's never drawn a spider before. Look at him. Thank you. Yeah, this is a good little man. Look at him. It's coming to get you. All right. Now, so yeah, law of threes. Anyway, if we get in here, I'm gonna do a little bit more shading in here. Just like, you know, fill that in, maybe even just make it quicker. There that is. Run this in here. So, you know, we got our girl. We got our girl. She's having a day. She's definitely having a day at the office. You know, this is not going great for her. But we're learning science. We're learning about all of the spider chemicals that they put in makeup. Here's that. And just lotions. To think that there are just, you can just go to the store and buy a lotion, albeit even like a slightly higher end one, that just attracts spiders who want to fuck. I don't know, man. Like, that's a lot. I don't want that. Yeah, it's closer to the body there, so it's not casting anything till it swoops out just a little bit. Run that in here. Nice. Maybe a little bit of a shadow here at the edge of that shirt. A little bit of that. Yes. Not quite like that, though. Just enough to, yeah. A little bit here where we got that happening, little folds in the shirt. Maybe even have a little bit going on up top there. There you go. All right. Nice. So we're gonna do maybe some shadow down here. Just a little bit. Not a ton, though. Not like that. Do it the cool way that looks good, Breezy. Okay, fine, I will. So there's that. A little more shirt action going on. It's still there. It's just kind of, you know, doing its thing. Kind of showing kind of a natural edge there. There that is. That's looking grand. Let's run down here now, even further. We'll just create some shadow down here as well. The leg kind of does it for you. It's kind of pretty obvious, but you know, we can really kind of drag this out a bit. Consider the curvature of the leg and the buttocks and everything, and just bring it on up. Bring it on, not like that. Let's get rid of my tolerance here. There we go. Sometimes it'll push through if there's not a whole ton of it. Men fear me, women fear me, spiders want me. Ah! I'd fear them too if they were bringing spiders everywhere. It's really funny because like other lotions have the same chemicals and don't attract spiders. They just somehow manage to get the ratio and chemical combination just right to create a spider attraction. No, yeah, and you know what? That's the beauty of love chemistry. Okay, class, today we're gonna learn about love chemistry, okay? Now, some of you out there might be asking if the right person is out there for you, and that can be very challenging for high school life, okay? So what we're gonna do is a little bit of a trust exercise. Can I do that? Yeah, let's do a little, yeah, just a little bit of consideration for that. Anywhere a shadow might be, cast that shadow. Like even here, this is gonna be just more down here, because that's, you know, that's not where the light's going. It's pointing downward and it's behind the other leg. There's very little light hitting that area. Pop that in here. Nice. I'm gonna like hit a little more of that. A little more of in here. Yeah, just like that. There's our friend. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so now we want to do, oh yes, the other arm and the neck. What am I doing? I'm getting ahead of myself all the time, every day. Let's do that. Just the curvature of the neck considered and everything. Head's kind of tilted upward, you know, just enough that we're casting like a light little shadow here. To just kind of go, yep, this is underneath the head right here. That's our thing. So let's get that filled in here. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Very nice. Very good, very evil. Yes! Awesome! For the hand, there's not a whole lot to consider. I'll just pull this in here, maybe a little bit of... Let me see down here. A little of that. Again, considerations for the bone. Down here. A little bit of that. Yes. Perfect. I think that looks good. No, it's too much. Just that. Run that in. I'll increase it as much as feels natural, but there isn't really a ton of it. Just, yeah, just have to bring that to a point there. This is gonna be... Yeah, but I think that's looking pretty good there. Just real nice basic, A lot of this is really good getting chased by spider music. I don't know how that worked out. I mean, I guess, like, you know, Nintendo music that is of an exciting variety is... You find a lot of spiders in video games, you know, and, like, any weird beast-like creatures running after you, it's fitting music. It just worked out. Gosh, I think that's fine how it is then now. That's... Yeah! Yeah, Rocco! There you go. There it is. Contra 3, that's what I'm talking about. Whew, okay. Oh yeah, exactly, they're lost. If people don't want to, like, hang out with
Time
the
to
spiders,
wake up
you know.
Breezy.
Ah!
Look at this dumb little PTuber. What's wrong?
I'm
Pathetic little
hydrating, I'm
cat.
hydrating.
Can't hold her wee. Gonna wet yourself? Gonna explode all over the place? Bad kitty. Get it together.
Thank you, Koi Bubbles, I needed that. So now, what we have here with this, we're gonna do... She needs some color. I realized I didn't give her, like, any blush whatsoever, so I'm gonna run this over to our little color region here. I'm gonna take her skin tone now, move this into, like, a kind of a redder region here. Maybe even pull it a little bit further in. And give her just, like, a little bit of life in her face here. Just that little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of something else and my wife. We're gonna take that, and let's do that with, like, all of our things considered. Every one of them layers, just there you go. Just so we don't spill that over into the hair. Don't get it in my hair, am I right? There's that. There we go. Yes. That's a little too... Like, the whole face is, like, more of a flustered in a very different way kind of thing. I can actually get rid of that. Hit that with a little bit of transparency. There you go. But just like a, oh dear god, what have I done? Kind of curve that upward a bit into the cheekbones, and there you go. Now she's got a little bit more blood in her system. She's not totally gone pale, but she's still there. You know what I mean? She's still together. I think that would look good right there. If we can do just a little bit more here with the rest of the body, I think that's good. Am I happy? No, you know what? The shoes. We didn't do the shoes. The shoes are going to be kind of shiny. Those are going to have a little bit of that light on them. Let's grab some more of that soul pen here. Give me that white. Where are the highlights at? Let me check that. I should label all of my things. I should. That doesn't mean that I do. Select all of that. And let's bring that over to... That's the one, yeah? I think so, yes. So we'll just run that over here and do some nice little... That needs to be stabilized. There we go, because we're doing these wide sort of swaths of shiny. Okay, go. I don't know about that. That doesn't look right. That doesn't look quite right. Hard to really know what I want to do with shoes. I don't know. Not really a shoe aficionado. I'm not big on shoes. I get shoes that work for me, and I have giant powder pink Demonia pumps, and there's nothing in between. Like, those are the two shoes. I'm going out, or I'm going out. You know? That's it. I don't have a lot of shoes. Not a shoe girl. Not big into shoes. Couldn't give a shit. They are made to protect my feet. She's cute. Thank you. Oh yeah, right. That's a good question. Koi Buttles, are you doing a stream tomorrow as well? I want this to be maybe a little bit larger, but not by like a ton. Is that how we're doing it? Maybe. Sure how I want to go about the shine on these. Like, I almost feel like that's like too shiny. Might be a lot. Well, alright, let's go ahead and grab some of this down here. Get rid of some of that brightness there. Try those again. I think we can get away with a little bit more of that, just not like that though. Like so. And those don't really have a lot going on in them, so... Yeah, I don't think that looks like a very natural shine. I'm gonna look up a reference. Let's look at... I guess the closest thing would be like Japanese schoolgirl loafers. Japanese schoolgirl loafers. That's not gonna go on a weird list. There it is. Yeah, so it's actually like, right, these are like kind of a duller sort of thing. They have a wider swath of lighting. So actually, I'm overthinking it. These aren't rubber balloons, these are fucking shoes. This is why you always look this shit up. Let's give me like, actually that sole will work fine. I just need to use that in like wider swaths here and like bigger strokes. Let's get in this and highlight our shoe. Get rid of that. Let's do just everything. Refer to all the layers, just capture that. You can just do the whole thing, really. All of this. And yeah, perfect. Let's get the back of this one as well. There we are. Okay, so yeah, this is actually going to be like a much larger area of lighting, a little bit softer though. Can we do, like, what about taking this? I might actually use an airbrush for this. Come to think of it, let me try something. That's too much. Bring that smaller, like, there. Yeah, just kind of that light touch there. Bring some shadow where it needs to be, but other than that, that's not too bad. A little bit of that. Not like that, though, like... That could work. Alright, let's do that. Bring this down a little bit more. Give me a little bit of my opacity here. Just bring this down, grab some, like, more defined shape. But yeah, that's... There we go. Those are shoes. Those look like shoes, don't they? However, I do actually want to put those lines. I want to duplicate the lines on here behind them, just to kind of add a little bit more, like... Because the shine shouldn't go over the defining lines of these, they should just be sort of within them. I'm gonna actually go ahead, take this, remove that, grab me these here, copy them. If I can do so, let me get that, that, and that. There it is. Some of these. Oh, okay. Copy that, run it up, copy these ones, run those up as well. Just C und V. There we are, and now, there it is. Perfect. Lovely. I might even actually, now looking at that, go as far as to take just a little bit more off. Just a little bit more. We're overthinking it. For lighting this, it's just a little bit of airbrushing. It's exactly what this needed. But, at the same time, not as much as we initially thought. Just enough to show, hey, these be shoes, light is hitting them, that's fine. There. Nice. Hey, Spider-Man X-Men, hell yeah. This is such a brain blast of like old video games for me. Okay, so with all of this in mind, I also need to, I think, make this a little bit darker here. Let's run some more shadow on this. I think I kind of played it too light-handed here. This needs a little bit more, like, a little bit more of this. All of that. Not quite that much, but a little bit more. There we go. Just like that. Yes. That looks right. There you go. Nice! Awesome. So there's that. We're running. She's looking great. I'm also going to add a little more shadow here. Yep. There's that. This is great. I love this. we're running from a spider. She's not having a good day. She's having a real rough one. I think if there was one thing I would kind of maybe lightly change about this, it'd be the eyes. Maybe if I made that one a teeny bit larger, but I mean, again, we are working on the assumption here that someone is running in panic. I don't think they're making a perfect face here, but you know me. I'm a perfectionist. I never shut the hell up, and so we gotta do it. We gotta do those little tiny edits. Run this back up to the eyeball layer of coloring, grab that, and just kind of extend the eye out a little bit. Just give it a little bit more life. And there, that is. Just like that. Did I miss anything in here? That kind of, no. Alright. I kind of want the light to show on a little bit of the iris, just a little bit to really kind of pinpoint that. It's an annoying thing to be that obsessed over, but it's there. I know what I think looks good, and it's not what I just did there. Cancel. Show me my highlights. Yes, there it is. Move that. Just a teeny bit over. There it is. That's the way. Okay. There's our girl. So that actually means we can make that pupil a little bit larger, which will look even better now, won't it? Can I make that? That's kind of hitting up exactly where I want it to there, but if I can make it a little closer to that, a little larger here, yeah, that's it. There she is. Nice! Grab that, color that bit in. Very nice, very evil. Let's do that. Anyone who got that joke gets a make-believe caramel. And assume I'm chucking it at you in class here. You're my favorite art student. It's more my wife's interest than mine, but it carried over into my vernacular. There's that. Okay. Alright. You didn't search bloomers, so I think your search history will be fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, here's our gal. She's running from all of that noise. I'm actually, you know what, we can even make that this a little more pointy here. I want to really, even in that small corner there, especially because it's so off to the side, I want to make clear that there's a wing there in the eyeliner. But there she is! I think we're gonna actually round that out more to match. There it is, that's what was missing. Let me make that more that direction. That's what I think is not quite perfect for me right now. So the other thing that you'll find me doing as well is that I really do love me to have some, get rid of that, is to have me a little bit of some lashes going on. I usually put like one or two on the outside, two of them being real decorative, but one for a more casual look, just kind of flaring lashes out like this. Nothing too wild. As you can see, that's not going with the flow of the eyes, so that's not what we want, but you just kind of feel these out. I'll do like a little bit here, a little bit there. Just kind of a nice little like flourish to go, yes, I'm aware that there are eyelashes on this person. Nothing extreme, but just like a nice little happy time. A nice, everyone loves a nice little happy time, don't they? Bring that up there. All right, perfect, perfect. I'll tend to put the other lashes down here toward the bottom of the eye. Yada yada. And she be getting chased by a spider! Yes! Beautiful! Alright, now I think for this we can just give it like kind of a basic backdrop here for the coloring. Let's take this layer that we're no longer using, and I can make this kind of like, how you say, something in a more, I don't know. I love the danger of red. It's intense, but we're just in an office, right? We want to get that office vibe. Let's just get rid of this. All of that. Get rid of it. And let's just create sort of this, I don't know, like a feeling of some kind here. Let's do that. A little bit of like boring gray office rug background here. We already have a gray going, I know. That's just the backdrop here, but it's a nice little kind of, you know, we're considering that this is maybe not a perfect carpet here. This is going a little bit like, yeah, this just, ugh. You know, it's like they clean it with a machine, but it doesn't really do it. It's got like some natural strokes in the shading as well, which just makes it look kind of messier. You know how corporate carpets are. You've been there, you've seen, everyone knows. And we'll take some, God, they usually make those places so soulless. You know, just kind of like white-ass walls. So we'll bring that in there as well. Maybe like a darker, but still kind of whitish, bluish area. Just enough to give the effect here. I'm gonna give this like, God, like just a little bit. Let me do this. Close that gap at maximum in case we can. Because I want to see if I can get away with just doing... Not really. Okay. Gonna have to close that off. Gonna have to make that a devoted line. That's fine, I don't mind it. Give me a pen here and just... Whoop. Here's a little bit of that. Okay. Alright, now we can do that. Grab that. And let's give this a little bit of that sheen here. Where's my... There it is. A little bit of like texturing here. That looks like a wall to me. I can do that. It's wide strokes. You can see it taking a minute. Okay. There you go. And just enough to kind of leave a little bit of an indentation here. Maybe a few people have gotten pissed off at the office and thrown some chairs through these walls. That's been repainted a few times. You know how it is, you know, office life. Anyway, all of that, let me just bring this down a little bit. Still kind of covering those portions, and just there you go. But that is, I guess I would also probably block this off a bit, just kind of like almost like a manga panel a little bit. Just kind of like, here's the defining portion of space where there's the null area here of nothing. And that'll be something in this range, just down here. A nice little shadow cast right over here. Right over here, please. There you go. Take that. I gotta fill these dudes in. That's not how. Let's take that. There you go. And then the rest of this will go there as well. Let's make all of that dark on the side. Just kind of create this sort of scene here. I'm gonna make that like... not like that. Like... There it is. There it is. Alright, and then that's gonna also be there. Let's fill that sucker in. Perfect. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So... there it is. There's our thingy. We can even actually kind of make this hallway a little bit like more kind of dark back here, just to give it that feeling of like, yeah, there's still things going on back here. Probably people confused by what's happening over there, but they're worried. They hope that Jessica's okay. We're deciding she's Jessica. I don't know why. That's just the name that came to mind. I don't know that person who commented. I'm just saying, let's give her a name. If that is indeed her name, I did not mean to dox her, and I have no idea who she is, literally. I just actually don't. But, you know, Jessica from The Office with her spider thing and her weird experiments, you know, she's made a name for herself out here. You know, she knows what she's doing. She's kind of wacky. She's a little bit strange, but people just, they understand that she's trying to make the world of cosmetics a better place, you know? Maybe she actually works in, like, you know, what if she actually worked in, I guess she couldn't rate it bad if she did, because, like, corporate interest, but what if she actually worked in the corporate end of these cosmetic companies and just happened to be working on that too? That'd be kind of funny. Just like, hey, CEOs, running this by you. I want to let you know what's happening here. But yeah, there it is. And I'll just go ahead and sign this and we'll call it a day. Here's a fun, quick little instructional illustration. I had fun. I think this went really well. I'm gonna grab some of this though and fill in this area real quick while we're here. Because that's gotta be filled in there. Where's my heckin' dangin'? There it is. There we go. Oh, and there we go. We also, yeah, I wanna, there's still a little color there I forgot to take off because that was for the spider. There we go. There she is. Looking great. This is exactly what I had in my mind when I saw that comment, when I read that particular post, and here she is now in all of her glory. I love her. She's doing her best, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and give this a little siggy. Give me my signature thingy. The way I do this, let me pull down my G-pen here. Give me no stabilization, or at least very low stabilization, nothing crazy. So I have a pretty jagged way of signing my name, give it a nice little black outline, make it really pop, and we'll just pull it on down here in the bottom, and we'll just say, hey, this was drawn by me in my art alias, which is this. Oh, I think I actually need that portion of it too. There you go. ASNESBO. There we go. Full of hearts, because why the hell not? Okay, and there it is. That's how you draw that. Let's make that nice and large. I will put the full resolution version of this on the Discord, as always. If you aren't on my Discord, you should be. Why are you not on my Discord? It's fun. Everyone there loves each other, and we're all a wonderful place. We're not a cult, I swear. Okay, so, but if you want to, we're socials. You can find that in all of my other links right there. But I think this is good. I think this girl looks great. I think this has... I've brought the scene to life exactly how I wanted to, and I think she looks fantastic. So all of that will be in its finer details where it needs to over on that place. But for now, let me just kind of zoom this out. But yeah, for now, I think this is good. This is our girl. She looks great. She's just running from a spider. She learned too much about the things she was putting on her body, and now she's paying for it. We're mostly not a cult, that's fair. Anyway. But yeah, so, you know, we're not, one thing I will say, we'll never, at least if we are a cult, we're never gonna sell you anything or ask you to drink anything weird. You know what I mean? Like, we're reasonable. If we were a cult, we're a reasonable cult. That's the important thing. This is the distinction that we need to make. And we're also not going to say any weird backwards incantations like, so make you do what we want you to do. So don't worry about that. But let's go ahead and run things over to my Hangout screen, and we will close this off for now. Let's say it's time to sing the goodbye song. No, we're not gonna do that. I would never have one of those, that's annoying. So everyone, thank you again for coming on down. This was so much fun, as usual. Again, it's been a while since I drew something on stream, and this was very fun. This was a very fun dumb joke to bring to life, and it's really great. When will the execution start? Let me get back to you on that. But yeah, this ruled. I'm so glad for Kong. I'm glad that this worked out. If y'all want me to do more art streams, let me know, and I'll try to do this more often. Forfeit all mortal possessions to Breezy? Yes, ma'am. I mean, if you know. Thank you so much for listening. Anytime. Let's go say hi to someone. Who the hell's on Twitch right now? Any of y'all love someone on Twitch who's currently on? Let me see who's rocking the Twitch right now. Let's go say hello. We've got a good old friend by the name... Oh, we always go to her, though. We need someone else. We need somebody new. What if we go to see... The Pixel Mavericks are like... Oh my god, are they, like, just starting, or are they ending? I never know. Let me see where they're at. The Pixel Mavericks are We're gonna go say hi to the Pixel Mavericks, everyone. If you don't know them, they're wonderful. They were real-life friends of mine in my home city, and they're still there. Unfortunately, but we'll get them out somehow. We're gonna lure them out somehow. Let's go ahead and say hello to Raid. The Pixel... Is it the Pixel Mare? No, it's just Pixel Mare. I'm overthinking it. Don't mind me. Raid Pixel I can't spell today. Pixel Mavericks. Yes! Everyone, thank you for coming on down. Please give the Pixel Mavericks a follow if you have the chance. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a wonderful one, and let's Yes.